Hello, everyone, and welcome to When Fell Glen's Folly Fell. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Liz, and I will be your GM tonight. This one-shot is set in the Feywild, and we will discover more about its title, When Fell Glen's Folly Fell, very, very soon. Now it's time for my players to introduce themselves, their characters, and let us know a little bit about what's going on. Who would like to go first?
I don't mind going first?
Yes, Nat, thank you.
Yeah.
My gosh, yes.
How much character detail do you want?
Oh, right now, just what their name is, a little bit about their class, and what their biggest deed was that they have done for the village.
Okay. So hello, I am Nat. I use she, her pronouns, as does my character Madeira. Madeira is a furbolg, and she's also a twilight cleric. And she's not like the official baker in town. She doesn't have like an official bakery, but she bakes a lot. And people come and buy all of her delicious, delicious cakes. And the most heroic thing that she did is that she's very nurturing to everyone in the town. And there were some bandits that came along, and they were not expecting to also be nurtured. But in the process of trying to bandit, they got mothered to a smothered level by Madeira, who basically like knocked them out, cast sleep on them. They fell asleep, and when they woke up, they had a feast in front of them. Their clothes had been washed, their hair had been scrubbed, their toenails had been clipped. Like, it was an invasion of privacy, probably.
I love it. I can't wait.
They were too scared, they ran away.
To hear more about Madeira and the mothering. Who would like to go next?
I can go?
Yep. Yes, do it.
Hello, I am Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Vines, who also uses she, her pronouns. Vines is a changeling misfortune bringer rogue. And her most heroic thing that she's done is a bit of internal vigilante justice. Hears about any instances of bullying or people not being very nice, turns into the one being wronged, and wails on the person who has been committing the wrongs. There's a zero tolerance policy for bullies in this town, and Vines is here to stop it.
Amazing. Thank you, Evie. Let's see if there's anything for you to... Vigilante?
Visualize?
Yeah, in visualize.
In visualize.
No. Anyway, cool. Who would like to go next?
I have a feeling that the mothering should be like an historical event in the town that happened, that we all... The mothering.
100%.
Yeah.
What about the mothering? No.
Oh, no. It was this one time. Hello, my name is Josh. I use he, him pronouns, and I am going to be playing a character called Stig Laura, who is an Eladrin bard of whispers. His greatest deed was saving a cat from the pond, and then completely over-exaggerating it, so there was some sort of beast in the pond that he had to slay, some giant toad or something, when it was actually a little frog. But he's over-exaggerated it, and everybody believes it, so...
Did you actually slay the frog?
No.
Okay.
No, I moved the frog.
No
I moved
frogs
the
were
frog
harmed.
to a different leaf. That was
Especially no crochet frogs were harmed.
There's no crochet frogs.
Thank you, Josh. Last but not least.
I'm Molly. I use she, they, whatever. And I'm playing Ample Apiforth, who is a satyr beekeeper, ranger of the swarm type. And her greatest deed was saving a child from a tree by using bees. So it was quite a frightening experience for the child, as they were surrounded by a swarm of bees and then gently floated to the ground. Unharmed, unstung. Bees are actually at their safest when they're swarming. That's the first bee fact of the night. There'll be many more.
Is that what Ample kept saying the entire time?
They're actually most safe like this.
Amazing. Thank you, everyone, for introducing yourselves and your characters very briefly. Very briefly. But now here is a word from our sponsors.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check out their entire selection, including some limited roll together dice. And if you use the code roll together, all caps, at checkout, you'll get 25% off your next purchase.
Big love to our D20 Club on Patreon. They're great. You're wonderful. We love you so much. And they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 Club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together. And they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
We are delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. You can select your heroes and formation, then battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. And if you put !code into chat, you'll get yourself a free Electrum chest.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok by searching Roll Together RPG or by following the links in chat or in the description below. If you can't join us live and want to see our previous adventures, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or on your favourite podcasting app by searching for Roll Together RPG.
Finally, we run queer-friendly tables and encourage and support trans and GNC players and characters in our games. Our players and DM may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering but acknowledge that it does happen. We welcome corrections and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Check out Safety in Chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit. And with that, let's begin. Fell Glens Folly is a tiny village in a small nook in a sleepy corner of the Feywild, where life is simple, easy, and the Fell Glens Folly folk know nothing of the Fey dangers lurking just beyond its borders. Typically, the Feywild is fairly mischievous, verging on sinister, but luckily, Fell Glens Folly is so tucked away that all of the Feywild trickery swoops on by, not even giving this little village a second glance. But the prophetic utterings once seeped through the seams of Fell Glens Folly, for seers see and soothsayers seethe, but only one foretold what would happen should Fell Glens Folly fall. The prophecy was uttered centuries ago by a cantankerous old hag named Cecily. She told of the specific circumstances in which Fell Glens Folly would fall, what would lead to its demise, and who or what would cause it. But the goodly people of Fell Glens Folly dismissed Cecily the cantankerous old hag, and yet the folk of Fell Glen created a fictitious confection from her clairvoyance. A tale they told through generations to young children sleeping in their beds. But with any word-of-mouth story, details often become vague. Plot perishes, narrative nosedives, and to this day, no one really knows what the original prophecy was or what to do should Fell Glens Folly begin to fall. Only one detail is the same in everyone's version. Everyone knows that the day of Fell Glens Folly falling starts with a bright green sunrise with orange clouds. The opening words that remain are the same every single time. They are as follows. When Fell Glens Folly fell, the free folk of the forest knew that fortune was failing. Green sky gloomed, and obscuring orange clouds coalesced. And that's where we're going to begin. The much disused and rusty warning bell begins ringing as you all awaken in your homes. You see the sky turn from its usual Feywild pink to a wickedly viridescent green. As this single, creaking and pretty muffled old warning bell chimes delicately, you awaken from your slumber, and as you awaken, I'd like you each to give me an idea of what you look like what your kind of morning routine is. It's going to be a bit rushed at this point because the sky is green. What is happening? Tell us what you look like, what your vibe is. Do you live with anybody? Who would like to go first?
I don't mind going first.
Yes, go it. Do it.
Ample Apiforth, I think, lives alone, surrounded by beehives. So a little maybe circular hut with sort of concentric rings of beehives. And the bees can sort of freely come and go into the house and out of the house. Wakes up. Honk from outside. Wakes up.
That's the bell. That's the bell ringing.
The mad
The bell
goose. Wakes up in sort of a nest of blankets and pillows. Just to this bell. Throws a shirt on. She's got very little goat legs so that they don't need anything on them. Maybe just like sorts her hair out from around her little horns, and then dashes outside.
Amazing. I guess the next person would hear Ample's door kind of slam open as the bell is chiming softly. Who would like to tell us what you look like next?
I'll go.
Yes.
I think probably not living right next door to Ample, but like a few doors down, there's a small but very like beautifully decorated little like Snow White style cottage, like the white daub walls and the thatched roof with the big circular windows, completely wreathed in flowers of all shapes and sizes, like around the door, hanging in boughs around the bottom of the thatch roof, around there's like boxes around the windows and more boxes by the door, and just everywhere covered in flowers. And Madeira wakes up to the sound of the stretching, to the sound of the bells, and does a little stretch. Is like sleeps in a proper sort of Victorian sort of gown with a wee willy winky cap, but has got she's a sort of a bluey grey furbolg with the big sort of droopy ears that have got little dangly earrings in, like loads of dangly earrings coming down, and a sort of a cowering across the nose. And she's got a big, messy, curly mass of pink hair with some little silver streaks in it that have been sort of plaited. Usually are like swooped up and coiffed into a sort of tumble down around the head, but for sleeping, plaits with the wee willy winky hat. And will sort of gasp and run to the window and see the green sky and rush and hurry and throw her usual dress on, and we'll be heading to the village green, but not before whipping up a very, very quick batch of cakes, just in case anyone needs any. So she doesn't give time to do her hair, but she focuses on the cakes and has still got her pinny on when she sort of rushes out with some little hot cakes for everyone.
Do we have a performance check just to see how on point these cakes are going to be?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You said they were boozy cakes before, right?
Yes, yeah,
Are
absolutely.
they called boozy bakes?
They can be now, yes. Madeira's Boozy Bakes.
I love it.
That's a flat 10.
Okay, I mean, considering you made them in
Is it
how
speed?
long? Like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
It's a feat, a magnificent feat.
Oh, wait, hang on. I would have cast guidance on myself because
Okay.
I can do that, you know. So there you go, 14.
40. Yeah, perfect. Just how they should be as you exit your lovely round door. You do exit, you do see Ample, who's exited at the same time. But one thing that you do notice, in fact, do you notice? What's your passives? Talk to me about your passive, investigation or perception.
Oh.
Usually
Well, she's a
perception.
cleric. Passive perception, 14.
Mine's also 14.
In which case, both of you would notice that Madeira's house isn't looking quite as pretty as normal. But we're going to come back to that in just a little second. Who's next? Tell me about their characters.
I think Stig lives with his grandmother, right in the top in the loft. The loft has been converted into a little bed space for him to sleep in. I say loft, it's a bungalow with a loft, so it's not right at the top. It's still quite short. But anyway, he lives up there, and he wakes up still wearing last night's clothing because he was out at the tavern all night making money and then spending said made money. It's a hard living being a bard, and he'll hear the bells go and go, oh no, I must get outside. Go to the top of the ladder to go down. It's like, can't go out like this. And puts both his hands down and then basically just casts prestidigitation over his entire body and changes the colour of his clothes and everything. Puts a little quiff on his hair. Is like, fantastic, darlings. I don't have an audience. I should do this when I'm outside. Slides down the ladder. Come on, grandmother, we need to go. And goes out the door.
What? Granny's a little slow on the uptake. Her hearing isn't the best.
I said we need to go, grandmother. Come on.
Where are we going and why?
I don't know. The bell's going. You used to say the bell would ring when something bad was going to happen, and I thought I'd let you know that something bad's going to happen. Bye. Money to be made.
Before she gets a chance to answer, you have exited your house. She's still in her nightie. She's still pretty much in bed. I think she's got the cover just tucked up underneath her chin. She will eventually exit this building, but it is just you at the moment as you come kind of face to face with Ample and Madeira. But just a little second, who is last, Evie?
So
Yes.
Vines lives in basically a hayloft above what I imagine to be fey cows of some description. Maybe
Oh.
they're blue. I don't know.
For cows, yes.
She
The famous
thinks
blue
that
for cows.
Yes. She thinks that nobody knows that she lives there, and it's just a coincidence that people keep leaving food out. It's just a really good hayloft. People
There was
feed the cows
cakes
well.
outside the door.
Yeah, there's cakes always there. It's great. Best hayloft in town. But she wakes up in her kind of natural form with white hair and kind of greyed out eyes in a dark grey, kind of dirtied smock with hair down to her knees. She's only about 3 foot tall, so that's not that much hair. But she kind of wakes up in amongst the hay and immediately sees that the sky is a weird colour. Oh, I need to go talk to Ample, and kind of puts on a little bit of a leather tunic, takes a bit of hay out of her hair and flips out of the window. Thinking nobody is watching, turns into a tiny version of Ample and kind of scurries on her way to go and find her friend.
Amazing. So, as Vines, as you scurry on down, you do see Madeira, you do see Ample, you do see Stig. You all live remarkably close to each other. It's a very small town. Like, there are 50 people here, tops. What do they see, Evie, when you start scurrying that way? Like, you've turned into Ample, but like, what's the vibe? Are you perfect?
What? Sorry,
Are
I
you
don't quite understand.
Have you changed perfectly into Ample? Or are you a little bit different?
I'm a little bit different because I'm
Okay.
still about 3 foot tall, for one thing.
Right.
And I still have a kind of green intricate tattoo over one of my eyes that I'm not aware doesn't change for
Oh.
some reason. So a very small version with a new tattoo, just a little bit like the PDF has been, like the JPEG has been squished.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's amazing. So yes, you have all arrived and you are all kind of gathered before Madeira's house. Now, with the 14s that you told me about earlier, you kind of turn around because when sunflowers start to not being their best and they start to smell a little bit, that's the kind of smell that you've both got. And you turn around and see the beautiful front of Madeira's house is beginning to wilt. All the flowers all at once, with this vivid green sky above you, they are all drooping, and the petals, one by one, are falling.
Oh no! Ample, have you seen this? This is all wrong! Oh, my beautiful flowers!
No, did you not water them? Have you done something? Did you pour?
Dare you insinuate such a thing? Quick, let me try. I'm going to cast flowering. I'm going to touch the
Okay.
door frame and cast flowering.
Can you tell us what flowering is? What is it? A cantrip?
Yes,
What is it?
it's a brand new cantrip.
Oh,
So, I touch an inanimate object. It is technically it's a concentration spell. I call forth fragrant flowers from an inanimate object. Technically, I can use it as not as an attack. It doesn't do damage, but someone can make a dex saving throw to negate it if they're holding the thing. But yeah, if sustained for a minute, the flowers give forth a pleasing scent and may attract bees, hummingbirds, or other pollinators.
oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. Sure thing. You are able to cast now. What flowers are you bringing forth? What's it look like?
I think she's aiming for a wisteria sprout.
Oh, pretty. Okay.
Come up and to wind its way up and kind of bloom across the doorframe.
It happens just as you would like it to.
And does it stay that way?
For now.
Oh, okay, well, the magic is not completely gone, so that's something. Oh dear, how are your bees doing in this?
Well, let me see if they still, like your juice. And send like a few little bees around. To sort
They
of,
do like my juice.
Investigate.
This is the best episode of
historically.
The Archers I've ever listened to. Just saying.
Yeah,
They
send
do
a few
like my
little
juice,
gals
they do.
round, to check on like the wilted flowers to see if they still got pollen or And I'm only sending a few just in case they die. So I love all my bees, but they only have like a week-long lifespan, so I can't be that attached to them.
No, of course.
Do they have names?
There's like 3,000 of them, so yes, but no.
1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing. Okay. Your bees are alive. Let us rejoice among us. This is
Hooray.
good. They are certainly interested in the flowers that have just sprung, but the flowers that are not doing too well, they completely ignore. It's almost like when magnets not attract the other one. Come on, brain.
Repel?
Repel, thank you. They're almost repelled by the flowers.
Oh dear. Madeira just starts stress eating the cakes that she's just made. Oh, please no, take this away from me, because I will finish the lot. And we'll just thrust the tray upon you.
Mm-hmm. Also start stress eating. It's very stressful. For the two of us specifically, I think this flower thing is very stressful.
Stig and Vines, you arrive to this scene where everyone is stress eating. What would you like to do with that information?
I would like to materialize just next to Ample and just kind of start snaking a hand up to take bits of cake in mirror image.
Ooh, are you doing so stealthily?
I tried to appear stealthily. I'll try and do it stealthily.
Do you want to do a little roll? Let's see
roll.
what happens. Let's see what happens.
That is 22.
Okay. And you're trying to be stealthy. So yes, I'm going to say with that 22, Ample, you've just taken a cake. You're about to bite into it and it disappears from your hand instantly.
Not the weirdest thing that happened today.
Maybe it's another sign.
The cake.
I take your next slice.
I
every
feel like
time you
maybe a
try
few
and-
of them have like bites out of them already, so I don't exactly notice. But there is a little nibble out.
I love it.
At that point, you get a little tug at your sleeve. It's just me.
What? Why are you me?
I'm your sister today.
Okay.
I can be someone else.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Can you
know
be
what? I thought
3,000
liking-
bees?
Oh, that's my dream. I mean, why would that be my dream? No one wants to be bees. Who can turn into bees? I am Ample's sister, a satyr.
Of course, Ample Sister or Satyr. Would you like to stress eat cakes with us? It's a very
Very much
stressful
so.
morning.
Have you noticed the sky? Starts
Yes.
stuffing face.
Have you noticed my flowers and all?
Huh?
Juice is gone.
The juice is loose.
It's
But not about the hoose. And that is the problem.
Oh, this is a grave day.
Stig!
Oh,
Come
no.
quickly, it's a
Stig
crisis!
is
Be able to
exiting the
help
building,
us.
but like his grandma's woken up and is trying to like wash behind his ears as he's leaving the house.
Yes,
Oh,
Grandma.
you will come back, won't you?
I
And you will stop that infernal bell because I can hear it now and it's very, very loud.
I will, yes. I just need to go see my adoring fans. Hello. Oh, my. Oh, by
Dick,
the archfey.
have
What
some
is
cakes.
that smell?
Oh,
Cake?
no, don't eat the cakes and wash behind your ears, dear. Honestly.
I've done that already in many times, prestidigitation. My prestidigitation is like little wisps that come out of my hands and it's like little clouds that sort
love
of
it.
go over me. Yes, I've plenty of cake. What's the bell about?
Have you seen the sky?
Sky's.
And my flowers?
Juice is gone. Sky's buggered.
Oh no, well, that's not good, is it? What are we supposed to do about it, though, is the question.
Well, the bell's ringing, so I suppose we ought to go and see what the bell ringer has to say.
That's a good point, yes. Like, where do we congregate in town when people need to congregate?
So the bell, can you all make a history check for me, please? Because I don't know if you've ever heard the bell be rung before or know what to do should the event happen.
Or
I rolled a
15?
natural one,
I love you.
so that's a no.
I rolled a 6 for a 5.
I love it. Yeah, it's going well.
Rolled a natural one -1, so that's a 0.
Uh-huh.
The best roll.
I rolled a 14 for a 15.
Okay.
I
So
also
mine's
got 15.
15. Okay, so the two of you who are capable, you are able to see, you're able to recollect. I think, Madeira's just having a little minute, Ample's having a little minute, stress eating. But Stig and Vines, you're able to not only recollect, but also see with your eyes that by the Treant Pool, there is a bell. Now, the Treant Pool is kind of an important place in the village anyway. It's where the two leaders, the two Treants, Lord and Lady Bristlewick, reside. Now, you look across there, you see that the bell is being rung by Dita Sue, who is their fairy assistant. The bell is a lot larger than Dita Sue, and she's having a little moment trying to ring it because it's very rusty and very stiff. But Lord and Lady Bristlewick, these two elder Treants, they look crestfallen. Dita Sue clocks you all, stops the bell ringing, and kind of flits across to you, looking extremely agitated. She's a very neat little fairy. She has kind of scraped back hair, which is kind of scraped and pulled back so much that she has like a permanent look of surprise because of how tight it is. You four, I've been asked to find. I've been asked to find the most heroic people in the village. I hope it's you because I don't know what to do.
I look back at my grandma. I'm like, the four of us?
Oh,
It's definitely
no.
Stig.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Sorry.
I'm Ample's sister.
A satyr.
I'm sorry,
is
Ample. It seems the
satyr.
flowers are getting to Ample.
Juice is gone.
Bad juice today.
Please, Juice.
We can certainly we can certainly come and investigate, Dita Sue. What do you propose we do?
Well, I was hoping you'd be able to tell me. It's happening. Look, the sky. The sky is the wrong color. It's happening. And no one knows what to do about it. And they keep asking me to do things that they think might be the right thing to do, but it's not the right thing to do, is it? Because it's not working.
What have they asked you to do?
Well, and she is going to rattle off all the versions of when Fell Glen's Folly fell and all the kind of morals that people have used through time to make sure kids go to bed at night, that kind of thing. So she has been asked to let's find out. Let's find out. So all of the versions of when Fell Glen's Folly fell, well, there's many. Fell Glen's Folly falls, and one must stand on one leg and salute the sky with a trombone. I tried that and it didn't work. Fell Glen's Folly falls and will only be stopped by holding one's breath for a minute. I've tried it, it didn't work. Fell Glen's Folly goes, but houses made of bricks will fare well, houses made of straw will be blown down. I mean, all the houses here are made of wood, so I mean, that's no use to anybody, is it? When Fell Glen's Folly falls, singing the song of wisps and wails backwards while walking a circle forwards would save the day. Well, I tried that at least 7 times and it didn't work. She's very exasperated in this moment. Like,
Oh my dear. I think because Madeira is like 7.5 foot tall. We'll just sort of put a hand out for. In fact, no, we'll take the tray back off Ample and hold it for Dita Sue to sit on. Have a cake.
She'll flit across, take a handful of the cake because she's tiny, and begin to like shakily eat it. You can feel the tray vibrating in your hand because she's so like the nerves have got to her. She's having a moment.
Should we go and see Lord and Lady Bristlewick?
That's what they asked me to come and talk to you about. Yes.
Stig, Dita Sue already said that holding her breath for a minute didn't work, so you don't have to do that.
It's worth a try.
I thought, worth a try. Yes, I thought it'd be worth.
If anyone's got the lung capacity to do it, it's the singer.
Yes,
That
definitely.
is true.
And if he's holding his breath, he's not talking.
That is also a good point.
Everything he says is so cool.
No, don't.
It is. Thank you very much. Now let us go see the leaders of this town.
See?
That way. The other way? Or the other way?
I think Ample
it's-
irrationally, or rationally maybe, just hates Stig. Just has a real dislike for him.
I think Vines knows this. And is prodding it, but deliberately.
Who's going first? Like, who's the sort of leader, as it were? Like, who's
I
leading
mean,
everybody?
Stig pointed,
Okay.
so that's
And
very
starts walking
definitive.
in the wrong direction.
And we follow Mama.
We'll just grab like a shoulder and kind of turn you around, like a long arm just extends and just guide you around the other way. Come along this way, dear.
Oh, yes, I should know where the pond is, really. I saved that cat from that giant toad that one time. Do you remember that?
You did such a good job of it and all.
It was absolutely fantastic. I was so brave, and
What a
that
hero you
giant
were.
toad did not stand a chance. I scared it into the woods.
I thought you said you killed it.
I killed it.
I bet it was scared as well. Yes, dear. Yes, Ample's sister, who is also a satyr.
Yeah, you can call me. What was a satyr name? Vine. Yeah, my name's Vines. It's a
Oh,
satyr name.
funny that. We've got another Vines in town. That might get
You?
confusing.
What? There's someone else called Vines?
Sometimes, yeah, but it's okay. We can call you Vines.
Okay, I'm different from whoever this other Vines is. Can I have
Of
a piggyback? I'm really small.
Oh, of course, dear. Absolutely. We'll
My
just kind of pick you
Goat
up and
legs
pop
are
you.
trembling.
It must be hard with those little legs.
I've got hooves, yes.
Yes, you do.
I've made a character. For some reason, whenever I make a changeling, I make them just intrinsically bad at lying and being a changeling.
Changeling magic, is it like polymorph, like you actually got goat legs, or do you just look like you've got goat legs?
I do actually have the goat legs.
Goat legs for real. Cool.
How
Goat
fluffy
legs
are
for
they?
days.
Extremely exciting.
You are being led in one manner or another to the Treant couple. And as you go, those of you who care about the ground beneath your feet, you notice that that is withering too.
Oh, no.
The Treant couple, Lord and Lady Bristlewick, are watching the leaves fall too quickly from the trees that surround Fell Glen's Folly. The leaves seem to, they hit the ground and crisp and curl, and they leave nothing but, the really flimsy skeletons you see in autumn. The Treant couple are inspecting each other's leaves as well, just in case that they're beginning to turn. Thankfully, they're not withering just yet. To give you the visual, Lord Bristlewick is a proud sycamore-like tree. Lady Bristlewick is kind of like an aged weeping willow, but she's kind of jovial most of the time. She's not weeping. Right now, she's not doing too well, actually. She's finished inspecting Lord Bristlewick. She's gone to the pool. She's dipping her root-like legs in it and just sort of weeping. She's going to weep. Yeah, she's going to weep softly into the pool. Lord Bristlewick kind of looks solemnly across to her, then across to you as you arrive, raises his very kind of bushy eyebrows. Dita Sue, you brought the best to me, I assume. Madeira, Ample, Stig, and he kind of looks to you three what should I call this one?
This
I
is
don't
his
know you.
sister, Vines.
Your sister, it's
From out of town.
Yes.
I've
that's right.
never seen you before.
No, you haven't.
Yes. Well, I was hoping that perhaps although you're not from here, I was hoping perhaps that you might be able to assist us in the village, because an event we were not expecting is starting. As you can see, the sky is green. The orange clouds are gathering. And I fear that the beginning of the fall of Fell Glen's Folly is starting. I heard a vibration. I don't know what that was. I
Drama.
assume it
Sorry,
was
that was
you,
my
Dita
throat.
Sue. It was Dita Sue on the plate. Yes.
Dramatic timing is what it was.
Dita Sue is like, I forgot. She then promptly begins to attempt to drink a jug of ale while standing on her head, which is the fourth thing to do.
Hey, you're
You
too
watch-
little for a jug. Just let someone else try.
I'll do
I
it.
would
Hands
like
it to Stig.
Like, it's dripping off her hair.
chug,
Sticky,
chug,
gonna give it
chug,
a go.
chug.
Amazing. What kind of chug check should we do for this? Do you want to roll a d20 and add your constitution modifier, please?
Well, it's not that bad. Let's try it.
I'll cast guidance.
Okay.
Go on, my dear. I believe in you.
I don't think it matters because that was a natural 1.
Oh, no.
Oh, amazing. You tell us what it looks like, Josh.
I think it goes well
Uh-huh.
to start off with. And I think Stig thinks that he's on his head the entire time until he falls into the pond.
Amazing. Yeah, it looks great. And then there's that tipping moment where Stig spladoosh into the pond. Water goes everywhere. Poor Lady Bristlewick is now just covered in liquid and ale. The sky is still green. The clouds are still there. The plants are still withering.
Oh, dear. My concern is, if the problem is the sky, none of us can fly. How are we going to get up there to fix it?
Well, that might not even be the way to fix it. All I can tell you is there is one original copy of When Glen's Folly Fell.
Oh.
But I regret to inform you that it's kept in the original author's great, he goes on for a while, granddaughter's house. Her name is Esmeralda, and she lives along the West Trail in the Old Forest, and there's a collective gasp all around when he says, no, it never goes down the West Trail, not in the Old Forest, no. In fact, yeah, you yourselves would probably know that, like, the woods wend and thickets thicken in that area. Like, you don't go that way. No one ever goes that way. Her cottage is in the deepest, darkest reaches. But since you've all proven yourselves in those feats of astronomical bravery, we were hoping you could retrieve the book however you can, return to us, and hopefully we can prevent this catastrophe from happening.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we can be very, very brave, can't we?
I know there was a pond. I mean, Stig's already relishing the pond again.
Yes, I
And,
could not stay away from the pond. I had to get back into it, and just to make sure there were no more giant toads in here.
And the child that was retrieved from the tree with bees is doing okay now, I think. And well, those bandits, well, they didn't see you coming, did they, Major? I don't know what you did, my small friend.
I have done many heroic deeds in my day.
I assumed as much, otherwise you wouldn't have been brought across by Dita Sue.
Yes. Sweating profusely, looks at Ample for support.
No, yeah, we're a heroic family.
I'm slightly concerned. Not about you, you're all magnificent. I'm concerned. He looks across to Lady Bristlewick. My wife isn't doing very well. She hates to see, I'm sure you do as well, she hates to see the ground beneath our feet start to die. Everything is dying here. And I'm concerned that it could be Esmeralda's doing. If she is anything like her great grandmother, this could be bad for all of us.
What did her great grandmother do?
She was very cantankerous.
Oh.
Cecily the cantankerous, well, they called her.
Oh, that Cecily.
Yes.
Well, you know, we can all be a bit cantankerous from time to time. Okay, don't look at me like that, Lord Bristlewick. It's been known to happen.
I'm sorry, it's my eyebrows. I cannot help them. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I forgive you, but maybe, oh dear, maybe we ought to go talk to her, assuming that maybe she will know how to fix it. Maybe it wasn't her that did it. I mean, ladies have a right to live out in a forest in a cottage all on their lonesome if they do so wish. Or maybe she just feels like left out.
Maybe cantankerous is a regressive gene, whatever that means.
I mean, if you want to have that conversation with her, please do. I wouldn't know where to begin.
Let it go. Look, all the songs and stuff, they say that this comes from bad behaviour. And one of us, who will remain nameless, is more likely to have done bad behaviour than the rest of us, who should also remain nameless. It's looks at Stig.
Ample, that's not a nice way to talk about some of your bees.
I'm just saying, if it's caused by someone, maybe exile, punishment of said person would solve it.
Now, do we think that exiling people is an actual fix, or do we think that's more likely to cause more problems down the line?
That sounds like it would cause cantankerous to
I
me.
think so too. Maybe that's part of the problem.
Okay, well, if the book fails, promise me we'll give it a go. Some light stocks, put me in the stocks a little bit. Some light flogging.
We haven't had flogging in Glenn's Folly for centuries.
Well, maybe that's what's been going wrong.
A knife comes out. No, we haven't.
Good Lord.
I agree with Ample. I think that we should definitely do that.
Oh, no,
whoever it is.
No,
Just a little bit of flogging.
Just a cheeky little flog. No, that sounds
Just
wrong.
a little flog.
That sounds wrong.
Just as a plan B. Plan B.
Everything is a
had the
plan
best
B.
plan Bs.
I go for my plan Bs. They whispered into my ear.
Okay, I want a t-shirt that says flog your bees. Anyway, what's happening,
Flog
guys?
your plan Bs.
Lord Bristlewick has no idea what you're talking about.
No, that's fair.
Okay, right. Well, before we leave, I need to do two things. One, and I will cast flowering upon Lady Bristlewick to see if that helps at all.
Oh, interesting. Now, Lady Bristlewick, she's not an object.
That's true. She is a person, not an inanimate object. Maybe if she has dropped a twig at all.
She's so upset. She's dropped a twig. Sure. Yeah, we can say
it
this.
happens to the best of trees.
Listen, you reach a certain age, and those twigs just start dropping. Sure. Roll a d10 for me.
Sure. Oh no, that's a 1.
Oh, there's a singular twig that she's dropped. She's trying to hide
Okay.
it from everybody though, because she didn't want people to see. But you spotted it, Madeira. Kindred spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will cast flowering upon the twig and hand it back to her. Hopefully, just for the moment, give you a bit of hope while we crack on.
Thank you, my dear. And she kind of, she has a lapel in her bark. Sure, she'll put that into her lapel. And kind of, in a kindly way, it's something that you do to a lot of people as well. She kind of just kind of brushes your face with her hand. Your cakes are the best in the village.
Oh, you are so kind.
Don't
They're
tell
nearly out,
Gillian.
but-
Don't tell Gillian I said that though. But
No.
I do like your cake. I'm sorry. I like your cakes.
Oh, well, it's very kind of you to say, my lady. Like, she does get ever so cross when people point it out, but mine are better.
They are better. But she does get very cross. No, you're right. No, we'll keep that between us.
Well, I tell you what, my other plan before we leave is to bake another batch for Esmerallian. So why don't you finish off these ones, if there's any left?
You hand her the tray. Now, one of them has got a fairy-sized fist of cake removed from one. The other has a vine-sized bite out of one. There is one left that she does kind of gladly eat, but the other she kind of just places to the side like she's going to eat them later, but she might not. Yeah.
Does anyone else have anything you'd like to do before we head out?
I'll pack my bags.
I'm
Get
gonna
my bow.
go. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna go and fetch my braver friend because I am but a tiny satyr and I know someone braver. Give me 5 minutes and I run behind a building and change my form slightly.
And Buddha says she'll come out when she's ready.
Of course.
I kind of go through a few different forms, like no, and then I kind of land on what looks like a tiny version of Stig, but more androgynous and more like black hair and kind of ashier toned. So like a more badass version of
I'm
Stig.
doing like with Ramon's hair. That's where my brain went with that description. Like
With what hair?
With Johnny Ramone hair, like the full curly mullet,
Yes,
black hair.
absolutely.
That's where I went. It's Johnny Ramone, right?
I have no idea.
The Ramones guy with the hair.
Yeah.
That guy.
After 5 minutes, I run back out with Johnny Ramone curly mullet hair, looking a little bit like a tiny Stig, still 3 foot, still got the tattoo. Like, hello, I am Wines. I'm here to help.
Oh, thank goodness you're here.
Such a relief. We are in dire need of help from someone very brave.
It's good to meet you. Aren't you handsome?
Yes, Oh, this was a mistake. Hang on, one moment. Runs back through.
I'm doing saying that while I'm prestidigitating myself dry.
Okay, got you.
Bill, how many times are you jumping in that pond?
Well, the problem is I'm trying to dry myself while I'm still stood in it.
Oh. It's going to
Sorry,
go
Evie.
well.
And out comes a couple of minutes later, a purple version, a tiny version of Madeira with still kind of like the dark clothing, holding a knife, saying, hello, I'm here. My name is Gynes, and I'm very brave and not handsome.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, shade.
Oh no! Unintentional ban.
Yeah, I love it.
No, that's fine. Lovely to meet you.
Madeira will
Gynes.
remember that.
Completely unintentional. You have no
That's
bad
the best.
vibes. Head empty, no thoughts.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, no.
Welcome to the party, Gynes. It's fine.
Happy to be here. Now, let's solve the sky.
We'll head back home and do another quick whip
Yeah.
up batch of cakes. It doesn't
Are
take a long.
you doing anything different with this batch for Esmeralda, or are you?
A little bit of extra booze.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'll use up the good bottle.
Oh, the good
Okay,
Christmas
we've
bottle.
made some mead.
Yeah.
Ooh,
together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Some nice strong mead.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. You drip all of the remains of the good mead into the batch. You rustle it on up. Is anybody else doing anything before we set? I almost said set sail. We're not doing that. We're just walking. Before we leave.
Amber would just get her armor on, her just her leather armor, and sort of restring her bow and get all of her bits and bobs ready. So by the time she comes out, she's got like little, like lots of little bags, like lots of like harnessy kind of pockets and things, ready to roll.
I will
Amazing.
clarify that Madeira is technically wearing chain armor, but what I'm going to flavour it as is because she bakes these cakes so quick, her oven has to be ridiculously hot, that what actually her apron is like it's that tough.
I love it.
Mithril
Nice.
armor, mithril apron.
Josh, is Stig doing anything before departure?
Making sure that he looks his best and has a quill and parchment with him so that he can write down everything that happens on the journey and over-exaggerate every single point of what happens.
Okay.
Madeira took a step over a bridge. The bridge had a troll underneath. Madeira fed it a cake. It died from poison, sort of thing.
Oh, I don't put poison in my cakes. I suppose actually alcohol is technically a poison, though.
Exactly.
I've had alcohol poisoning.
Hmm.
Oh no, do you think I put too much in?
Not enough.
The baking makes it less potent, though, right?
Well, it does, yeah, but it
Can't
still
get
has a
drunk
good
off, can you?
kick. I mean, you've not had enough, clearly.
You all set forth from your homes. Granny, once again, kind of just, gives you a hug before you leave. Shouts very loudly to you instructions for something that happened yesterday, And you will look after yourself, won't you?
Yes, grandmother, I will. I shall bring you back all of the fascinating tales of our adventures.
You're going to bring me hail? What on earth do I need hail for, love?
Don't worry, I will just bring back stories for you.
Right, you are.
Yep.
And you head out the building, meeting together at the west of town, heading towards the Old Forest. Now, those of you who maybe were feeling a little more adventurous than others, have any of you ever been to the Old Forest before? The Old Forest is accessible. No one goes down the West Road once they get there, but has anyone maybe ventured a little further than others?
I feel like Vines has. Just kind of, went in between homes, just kind of goes out and explores into the forest a little bit just to see what's out there.
There are usually, Feywild deer, Feywild cows, as aforementioned. But if Vines saw anything scary, what would Vines have done?
Held up a knife, made eye contact, and made a vague threat. And if it didn't back down, run in the other direction.
Okay, cool. So I think Vines may have come across a boar once upon a time. Now, these boars are Feywild boars, and they have way more teeth than they should. There's tusks, but then there's like people teeth. It's not nice. So I think Vines perhaps would have been a bit like, the eye contact wouldn't have gone very well, and you probably would have scarpered the other way.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I probably ducked behind a log to just kind of watch it and wait for it to go away, and then scampered back, probably.
Amazing. Anyone else been in the forest before?
I might have had a look just to see if there's any new flowers there. Any wild bees, because if there's, if a swarm splits off, they might try and find like a hollow tree or something. So it's sort of like that lady on TikTok who just scoops them up with her hands.
Oh gosh, yes.
She's nuts, I love her. But not beyond the first 10 meters of forest.
Yeah. I think you probably would have found some bees, absolutely, during your kind of little venture forth. But I think, you are all having that Lord of the Rings moment where this is the farthest you've ever been from your home. You're stepping through Father McGregor's field, and that's it. So how does that feel? Like, what is going through your minds at this point? Are you putting on a front? Like, what's the vibe?
I think unless either Vines or Gines or Ample have have sort of taken a sort of right, I know what I'm doing, ish. I'm going this way, kind of thing. Madeira probably would have sidled up to Stig. Oh, I don't suppose you've got any sort of jolly songs to lift our spirits as we go, do you?
I could certainly throw out some fantabulous the entire time Stig's going shit in his brain. Everything that's going on, because he's gone past. He said that he's been into the woods before and has been right down to the end of the Old Forest, but never has stepped out of the town. Yes, I can. But he's all full of confidence and basically heavily masking what's going on. He's got his lute in his hand and he's just strumming it, and I sing a tune, a travelling tune. We all stepped one by one, hurrah, sort of thing.
Oh, it's so delightful. That does make me feel a lot better.
Stig, can we get a performance roll, please, just to see how either convincing you are or how well it sounds. You choose which one we go for.
Thank God for that. That was an 18 for a 25.
Okay. Yeah, it's impressive. In fact, it's your best work yet. Maybe it's that adrenaline that's really helping the
Need to write
performance.
these lyrics down.
Stig, what would your note be in your records about what your song was like and how everyone reacted to it?
So I write the lyrics down for the song that was performed really well, and then I flick to I turn the book round and flick to the other side. So I've got the lyrics on one side and my diary notes on the other side. And I go to the next empty page and I start writing it down. So this wonderful inspiration came to me. I was tasked with giving an inspiring performance to my fellow companions as we travelled down this dark and dank road. And the performance I gave made their hearts melt and their heroism soar, or something like that.
Love it. Beautiful. To be fair, your role was pretty good for your performance.
Ample gets it stuck in her head and is really annoyed that she keeps humming it and then being like, don't give her the satisfaction.
Ample, do you want to make a wisdom saving throw just to see if you can get rid of that earwig?
Oh no, I'm not unwise. Whoa. 21.
You can choose to get rid of that earwig if you wish to, but you can keep it around if you'd prefer.
Just internalize it. Stop humming it out loud.
Nice.
But...
just as we're walking along, we'll sidle up to after the tune. We'll sidle up to Ample, and we'll touch you. And it works very similarly to guidance. I didn't sort of describe guidance before, but I think for Madeira, it kind of manifests as like she touches you, and you get the taste of honey in your mouth. So this works similarly. But this time, Ample, you feel just a little bit more alert, so you have advantage on your next initiative roll. And she just says, "Oh, have you ever seen, and when in your little trips down into these woods, what should we be keeping an eye out for?"
Weird boar.
Don't trust the boar.
Don't look at them; they're freaky.
Right.
Human
Weird
teeth.
deer. That's about it, really. I never go very far. This is about far as I go.
All right. Well,
but
luckily, Stig's been all the way to the end of the forest, so.
I've been all the way to the end, and oh dear, that sounds boring.
Well, do you want to lead then, Stig? Because I was happy to take the lead, but if you would rather go first.
Yes, I can go first. I know exactly what way I'm going, although I don't know my way to the old woman's house. I will say that.
Do we have directions to her house, or is it just at the end of the road?
You take the west road, which no one goes
Compass.
down. That's a good point. Do any of you know which way is west? You could all roll a survival check for me, just to see if you can work it out.
Ooh.
17.
Okay.
22.
Nice.
I got a 14.
Okay. How did it go, Gines?
14.
14. Okay, yeah. You've all got a good idea. I will say that perhaps Ample's bees are helpful in this. They tend to always navigate a certain direction. Ample, you can let us know which that is. But then by that, you can then determine which way to go.
Cool.
Madeira, with your high roll as well. I don't know. Like, does your
I think what
rolling
it
pin
is-
lead you?
So there's another furbolg thing. I'm just going through all of the, like, what can a furbolg do?
Yeah.
I have speech of beast and leaf.
Oh, nice.
So I can communicate in a limited way with plants and animals. And what it is I can ask them things, but I don't really understand. They can't talk to me. So basically, she leans down and sort of looks at the plants that are on the edge of the road. The road. I'm taking on the accent now. And she just sort of like sees how they do. Are they also wilting and withering?
Yeah, they're starting to kind of yellow a little bit.
Okay. And we'll just sort of speak to them and say, if you have it in you at all to lean in the right direction towards the house of Esmerallian, that'd be most helpful.
There is a spark of recognition amongst a clump of grass, shall we say, on the road. It kind of stretches up to you as if an ear is being listened for, and then kind of slumps a direction, which is west. As it slumps, some of the tips of the bits of grass do kind of snap off and crack onto the floor.
Oh. Oh, you poor things. We're going to do what we can.
If one of them could give you a very feeble thumbs up, it would, but it's grass.
This way then, folks.
All right.
Okay.
After you, Stig.
Yes, this way. And we're going to go this way and write down in the journal. Fantastic way of finding directions is to talk to grass. Wonderful conversation, very smart people. And then write some other stuff and then just carries on going.
Are you writing while you're walking? I feel like there's maybe some like someone putting a hand on your head to duck you under something, or like just like.
Nice, good point. Can we make a general dexterity saving throw, please, for Stig, just to see how all of that's going?
Sorry, I dropped you in it.
I don't think it's anybody in particular that's stopping and ducking me down. I think it's just a number of bees land on my head and just weigh me down. It's like whoop. Dexterity say, oh no, that's a 7.
Oh, it's going so well, Josh. It's spectacular. You've got a nice bruise forming just on your forehead where you got clocked by a low-hanging branch, as you perhaps didn't duck too well.
Hair's immaculate. Every time the hair gets pushed out of place a little bit, press digitation to bring it back.
Quick question, Gynes. How's it going with you? Like, how's this journey going?
It's going okay. Walking kind of middle of the road, knife out, trying to like be the most heroic I can and the most confident, but occasionally just stopping and looking back to Ample for support, hoping for like a little nod. Gets the thumbs up, continues the charge on.
And I think like as you raise a knife, perhaps that's when the bees prevent Stig from getting stabbed. Like there's a lot of this going on, and I love it. I'll say as you continue, those of you perhaps most perceptive, which I think was Ample and Madeira, you'd notice that the grass, the foliage is less impacted the further out from town you go, as if town is the epicenter of this happening. And you continue, and all of you arrive, having gone down the west road where no one goes. You arrive in a clearing, pushing past some low-hanging pine branches that smack Stig in the face. But you see a beautiful lodge nestled in a picturesque glade. Non-green sunlight kind of filters through the high canopy, casting golden rays onto this building. There are birds sweetly singing. There's the babble of a crystal clear brook just to the right-hand side. There's a family of rabbits kind of playing and darting between wildflowers by the front door. Smoke billows invitingly from the stone chimney, and you get the scent of like warm, spiced bread. The door's got a wreath of evergreen leaves and ivy by a beautifully polished knocker shaped like an owlbear. This is a house along the west road that you have found.
Oh, a fellow baker. We've got something in common at least.
I'm rather peckish. Maybe we could go in and ask if they have anything to eat.
I have had cakes this entire time, Stig, but that's fine.
Oh, have you? I'm sorry. I didn't realise you had them with you.
That's why we took an extra couple of minutes before we left so I could make another batch. But we're largely saving them, yes, as a please let us save our town gift. But no, it's fine. It's fine.
House doesn't seem very cantankerous or cursy.
Well, this is what I was saying. Like maybe she's not.
Let me have a look. I'd like to do a stealth to peek into a window before we knock.
Sure. Roll a stealth check, please.
Ample will tap you and give you a guidance.
Thank you.
Which I think is just a bee. A bee sits on your shoulder and follows.
Singular bee. Yeah.
26.
Amazing. Yeah, you scamper around the god rays that are coming through the canopy, remaining to shadow as all of you kind of lose sight of Gynes as she disappears. Gynes, you get to a window. It's got like these beautiful wooden painted shutters. They are open, and you kind of peek in, and you see an older woman in her 60s. She has bright blue eyes. She turns, and you get Madeira kind of vibes from her. She's got an apron on, which is floral. It's over a simple dress. Her hair's put up in this practical bun with the odd loose kind of ringlet strand that tumbles down. She's just doing a bit of baking. There's a little teapot on the side on a doily. She pours herself some tea, sits down by the fire, and just begins drinking.
How far away from the gang am I at the moment?
Oh, not far, like about 15 foot.
In which case, I barrel roll back. 'Cause I'm doing way too much.
Make an acrobatics check, please. Let's see how cool it is.
Sure. Oh, it's not a good roll. But it's a 9.
Oh, tell us what it looks like, Gines.
It looks like I kind of just fall to the ground and do a little whoop into a pile of leaves. Putting like a pile of leaves in the air, and it's just any stealth I had out the window. It looks like I fell over and tried to save the landing.
Amazing. I think the rest of you just see Gines' little head just pop up from the pile of leaves.
Oh dear, did you hurt yourself?
I'm fine. I meant to do it like that. It's just an old lady in there just having some tea. Doesn't look like she's cursing anyone.
Oh, very well then. Let's just go and say hello, shall we?
Oh, but look, have you never read a story about talking to a stranger in the woods, and the next thing you know, you're a pie? You want to be a pie? A big blue pie?
Well, I would be a very tasty pie, I imagine, if I was one, Ample.
It'd be delicious, but that's not the point. We should exercise caution where strangers are involved.
I really want some pie now.
Well, might I remind you all that we are also strangers to her, and coming to her house, and there's more of us than her, so she may well be more intimidated by us than we are of her. So we ought to be nice and polite, do we not think?
That's a good point. Do you think she'd be more comfortable if she recognized someone at the door?
I think it might be, if it's not an actual person she knows, then that might count as some kind of trick or subterfuge. Wouldn't it now, Gines? And that might make her feel uncomfortable.
I'm gonna make a roll to see how I interpret this. Highs, I get what you're saying. Lows, over my head. That was a lows.
A lot goes over your head. You're bursting.
I say, I understand entirely. I have a friend who can help. Wait 1 minute. I run behind a tree, and out comes a teeny tiny version of the old lady. Like, hello, I am Gines' friend Lines.
Hello, Lines.
All right.
The old lady knows me, so she will be comfortable in my presence.
Do you not think that she might... Can I just actually quickly make a history check to double check that we do not recognise the person that Vines has turned into?
Of course.
A small, tiny version of.
11.
Not a Scooby-Doo. No idea.
I think Apple will take Vines to the side, slightly to the side, and sort of kneel down and be like, "So what's she thinking here, Vines? You think that she might think that she's installed a funhouse mirror outside her door when she opens it?"
I thought that if she saw a familiar face,
Okay.
then she would be more inclined to say hello to us and invite us in for tea. Whereas if, like Madeira said, if she sees strangers, she might be intimidated. But
Okay.
if it's familiar, that could help, right?
If someone knocked on my door, wearing my face,
As I do.
I might. I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I don't
You love
love
it.
it. No, I don't.
But you told me you loved it.
I told you could use my form if you felt like you needed to, but it's a bit spooky. I'm used to it. I've lived with it for a long time. This lady, however, might think you're some sort of horrid nightmare beast. Now, look, that's her theoretical words, not mine. But
The lips come out, it's trembling.
Vines, can you roll
Oh,
for
no.
existential crisis, please?
Yes, I can.
Let's go for a wisdom saving throw. Let's just see how you're
Yep.
coping with this.
Dear God, that was a 4 for a 2. No,
I
4
will-
for a 4 for a 6.
I will let you process how that is going with Vines right now.
It's very much. Am I a nightmare monster?
No,
Have I misjudged this entire friendship?
no, not to me. Just probably to other people, probably. Maybe.
You think I should change again?
Why don't you do you?
But if I change again, it might give the game away, and people might suspect that I'm not your sister or any of my various friends.
We're I think these lot, they're good eggs. Even Stig, he's a good egg. And if there's anyone who's going to accept you for who you are, it'll be them. And if they don't, we can always just leave them in the woods forever.
That's true. I can swear them to secrecy so nobody knows. Okay. Everyone, I have an announcement to make.
Okay.
I'm standing
name-
behind to like coach you all on what the reaction should be.
My name is not Lines. In fact, my name is changes into changeling form. Vines.
Oh my goodness!
I
What a
know.
surprise this is! Oh, what an incredibly useful skill.
I've been here all along. I'm sorry I did not tell you sooner, but I thought you might think I was a nightmare creature.
Oh no, I would never think that. Has
Very
anyone
common
told
thing to
you that
say.
you're a nightmare creature?
Yes,
Oh,
the lip is
dear.
out. The eyes are puppy dogging.
you are scooped up and given the biggest, flariest, squishiest hug. You could never be a nightmare creature. Look at you. Look at those eyes.
They are like fully grey. There's basically no pupil. Face is very kind of almost flat and featureless, but like somehow manages to be kind of adorable at the same time.
You are wonderful and special and talented and very, very brave. Thank you for telling us this secret. I know it looked like it was a difficult task.
It was very hard. You're not going to tell anyone, are you?
If you don't want us to tell people, then we won't. But maybe you should consider feeling free to be your true self around the village.
I will consider it. As long as we survive the old lady who does look very nice.
Exactly. Stig, have you got anything to say to Vines?
When
Holds
Vines,
Vines towards you.
when Vines did the whole reveal, Stig was right at the door doing this. Oh, I mean, I think you look absolutely fantastic. Should we get this conversation going? Knock, knock, knock.
You knock on the door. In fact, she's kind of, at this point, she's very aware that there are people outside. There's been a whole existential crisis going on under her doorstep.
We
but
did it
it's
right
fine.
under her window.
It's fine. Yeah, she's seen the entire thing. The door opens a crack and you see the kind of J shape of the chain that she kind of peeks out through. You see her blue eye. Gosh, what on earth? I'm not buying any more insurance today, thank you. And she begins to start closing the door.
Oh, we're not selling insurance. We wanted to come and say hello. My name's Madeira.
I'm Stig.
And I'm Paul. And this is...
Vines.
I heard your name before. Could you all make a group persuasion check for me? All roll persuasion, and I'll just do a little tally.
Non-nat 20.
18.
Nice.
Josh.
Josh, you're the bard. You're the charismatic one.
16.
Okay.
Having guidance myself because I didn't know very well.
What do you
Alright.
get, Stig?
Natural 20 for 27.
Oh, okay,
God.
great,
There we
good.
go. Oh my god, that's
Oh,
You're
amazing.
so charismatic.
Oh,
You've charmed the pants off this old lady.
it's so
Yeah.
stressful.
She immediately unlatches the door, opens it. Why don't you come on in? You all seem so approachable. If you were selling insurance, I probably would buy some from you. You enter the cottage.
Should have
you
done that.
Yeah, screw the plot. We're selling insurance.
Yeah.
D&D, welcome.
This
You
form has been
enter-
missold PPI thousands of times.
Oh my god, she has so many direct debits. Anyway, you enter the cottage. You see herbs hanging from the beams. You smell and see the spiced bread baking on the hearth. The ornate teapot that Vines previously saw, steaming gently. How are you, my dears? I mean, I feel like I trust you immediately. Why are you here? Just to come see silly old me? What is this?
Well, we
It's not
had
my
heard
birthday.
we had heard tell of a lady living quite far out at the edge of the village, and we thought we would come and say hello. Oh, I brought some housewarming cakes
For me.
just for you. Yes, my own special recipe.
No one's ever brought me cakes. Ever, really. Did you know that the sky's not the right colour over there?
Yes, that is connected to why we've come as well. And
She
I'm-
replies, but her mouth is full of baked goods right now.
Right, yeah. And to be honest, I'm awfully sorry that we've not been before, because you seem very lovely and approachable, and you ought to know that you're welcome in the village of Felglen Folly anytime you like. If it survives, that is. There seems to be some kind of issue with the sky being green, and things are, well, they're not right.
No, I can see that. But I don't know what you need me for, my dears. If the sky is the way it is, then it looks like time's ticking.
You are Esmeraldian?
That's me, yes, and your Vines.
Yes, I
And
am.
before you looked like me. It was very weird. I saw you from the window, and then you changed into you.
Sidebar. Did you like it when I looked like you?
Would you have found it nightmarish?
Or would it be welcoming?
I feel like the best form of flattery is copying. But it would have been a bit odd. But you did a very good job.
Thank you. I worked very hard on it.
Not like a nightmare monster at all.
See?
We'll give Ample the same sort of glare that that Esmeraldian had just gave.
But okay, so we're here. We've been sent by the village because we think that one of your ancestors was connected to a cantankerous prophecy. So we wanted to know if you had any ideas about how to turn the sky not better.
Destiny the Cantankerous. Yes, she was my great, she goes on, grandmother. She wrote the book.
Oh.
But Mumsy had to bury it in the garden.
Ah, in the garden. Why did it have to be buried?
Well, your village told her to bury it.
Oh. Interesting. Did they say why?
No, just no one should open it ever again. Make sure it's hidden.
Well, how strange. We were told specifically that the original tale of Felglen's Folly is in that book, and we should, if you were so inclined to let us, we should read it to try and figure out what can be done about the sky.
I mean, yes, of course. You'll have to disarm the trap, though. Mumsy was very good.
Oh, what kind of trap?
Oh, it was a long time ago. Let me just try and remember one sec. She'll take another bun. Ah, yes, I remember. Well, she sort of put little roots around it and little eyeballs, sort of blinking sort of thing. And once that's gone, then you can get into it. But if you try and get into it after you've dug it up, then it will try and pierce you.
Ooh.
So don't touch it.
Noted.
Come on, I'll take you. And she kind of shuffles on through the back door, taking you all with her. If you want any tea, it's on the hearth. Feel free. Yeah.
I have taken some bread.
Oh, go for it. Yeah, sure. She's delighted. She's delighted that you're eating. She'll make her way out of the back door. You get to the garden. It's pretty here, but you see that the grass here too is starting to curl just at the tops. Now I think 1 second. I'll see if she remembers where it is. Oh yes, I rolled the same number again. She guides you to the bottom right-hand corner. It doesn't look like there's anything buried in it, but I assure you, that's where Mumsy buried it.
All right. Does anyone good at digging?
I have a shovel in my inventory.
Oh, that's
I'll
handy.
get more tea. And she nips off to get some tea for everybody.
Ample activates background farmer and produces a shovel.
Okay.
So let's just
Oh, actually, I have one too.
Oh my god.
clang, we high five with our shovels. And go,
Shovel 5.
Nice. Sure. Do we roll for shovel? I think shoveling is a fairly easy task to achieve. But let's see how much time it's going to take. Both of you, can you roll just a straight either strength or constitution check for me?
Oh.
Whichever you prefer.
I just play a little tune to help them along. I would like to give the help action to one of the rolls as I'm just playing along. I ho, it's off shoveling they go.
I will cast guidance on myself as well.
I got a nat 20.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Well, if you got a nat 20, then I will take the help action just in case.
Go for it. Shoveling like a demon.
It helped by 1 for an 18 total.
Oh, amazing. Between you, it doesn't take a long time at all. You are right on it. You dig into the earth, remove the earth, and you see a bunch of roots, as aforementioned, but these aren't any ordinary roots. These are Marks and Spencer's roots. These are very magically imbibed roots. They are rather large. They are very barky. And sure enough, occasionally you see kind of writhing around them, there's this kind of cat-like eye which kind of swivels, looking at all of you. The roots themselves do kind of, as the eye sees you, these spikes, these thorns come out. They don't come out at you because it's on the ground, but you do get the sense that if you touched it, it would be bad.
I think my talking to plants ability is this is a little beyond that.
How do we kill it? Disarm it? Stab it in the eye?
I have a feeling that might set it. I have something that I can do. 1 second, and I just start going through like the baritones of humming, and I just let out this really high pitched sort of noise that, and my lute strings begin to glow and there's like wisps going everywhere as I cast Identify on the
nice.
on the flower to see if it's magical in any sort of way and what sort of magic it is.
Source of magic, certainly warding. It is a spell, a very old spell. And with the Identify spell, you realise that it's not from any arcane school specifically, because it's hag magic, which is a bit different. With hag magic, you'd know that it's often the most odd thing that you would have to do to reverse it. You can dispel it, sure, with dispel magic, but you may have to do something weird at the same time. You might have to tell it a story. You might have to. It depends, but you could certainly do something with that.
It's some sort of ward. I think it's not the traditional magic that you might find. Hag magic sort of springs to mind. I'm not 100% sure though. It's one of those ones where it's got like certain conditions in order for you, a bit like how we do the tales in the town where you have to stand on your head and drink a beer or something to try and say it's one of those sorts of things. So we just need to figure out what it is and then we can do it.
Does Esmeralda react to?
She's
the
gonna
word
go
hag
make
magic?
tea.
Okay,
I mean,
so-
she's returning with a very cute tray that's got like a pastoral scene on it. There are enough mugs for everybody and a piping hot kettle of tea. She places it on a tree stump. Oh yes, that's where she put it. Oh, Mumsy, she was very good.
Oh, fantastic. I'm absolutely parched. All of this work has made me so thirsty.
I wonder. Just looking around, so it's an eye that's kind of swooping around amongst the vines. I would like to try and cast blindness on it.
Ooh, interesting. Tell me what the words for blindness are. Does it need to make a save? What is the situation?
Could it make a con saving throw,
It
please?
can. It rolled a 13.
Or just fails.
Okay. Tell us what it looks like when you blind the eye. Like, is it shrouded in darkness? Like what?
Yeah, I think because Twilight Cleric, she'll mutter a few words to the god that I've definitely chosen, the Fae god,
Yeah,
the
100%.
darkness and night, and it's sort of like a little plume of smoke from something that's baked, that's burnt, sort of comes out of her fingertips and just sort of wraps itself around the eye and travels as the eye is moving. It just sort of is wrapped in a little smoky cloud.
Nice. Okay, yeah, the eye kind of wraps around. It ends up underneath the tome, which you can see the tome through all of this. There's a tome with hardened leather. You do see the thorns begin to just pierce the cover of it, though.
Oh.
As if you've angered it slightly.
Oh no, okay. I thought maybe if it couldn't see, then we might be able to sneak past it, but maybe not. Do the thorns look like they're going to keep going, or do they just kind of go in a little bit and stop?
They've gone a little bit and stopped.
Okay.
I mean, you could always ask it nicely.
Hello, Trap. You look lovely today. Can we have the book, please?
Can you make a persuasion check with disadvantage?
Ooh,
Please.
okay.
Because it might not be able to understand what you're saying.
So on the dice, I got a 19 and an 18.
Okay.
And it was persuasion, right?
Mhm.
Persuasion is a +3.
Oh,
So that was
amazing.
18, 21. I did pretty good.
You're saying these words, and Madeira, you can see the spell that you cast on the eyeball. It's like it's shaken the spell off. You can see it roll its eye, like in a, oh, God. But then the thorns do retract a little.
Oh.
The very barky roots seem to become softer. Now keep talking, dear, otherwise it might come back.
Oh, okay. Your eye is very beautiful. I wish I had eyes exactly like yours and thorns to crush my enemies with. That would be very mighty. I would enjoy that very much.
As Vines is saying this, what the rest of you do?
I'm going to give Vines a little pat on the back. This is excellent. You're doing great. Just to take guidance for whatever, if you need to do it again.
Just staring in disbelief, probably.
You're doing very good, Vines, and I'm going to hum you a little tune to sort of spur you along. La 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 la, and I will do bardic inspiration.
Is anyone grabbing the book?
I can get ready to when it looks like it's chilled out.
Get the bees to do it.
Could I go into the kitchen and get oven
You
mitts?
can get whatever you want, dear. My home is your home, please.
And get some oven mitts to get ready.
Yeah.
To grab it.
Okay. Oven mitts ready. Vines, are there any last words that you're saying to the trap?
And no matter what anybody says, don't let anybody let you think that you are a nightmare monster. They just don't understand you.
It was theoretical.
What was said was said.
Ample, can you make for me a sleight of oven mitt check, please?
Okay.
I will say with advantage because of the oven mitts. Yeah.
Oh, I rolled a 19 first time, so that's pretty.
Okay.
3, so that one can go away.
Cute.
19, so that's 21.
Perfect. Yes. Tamed. The roots allow you to take the tome. Vines. Good job. The front cover reads, "When Fell Glen's Folly Fell, a prophecy by Cecily the Cantankerous, first edition."
Oh, the
You live-
Cantankerous was a self-title. She called herself that.
Oh yes, well she rather enjoyed being cantankerous. As you lift the tome, oh, sorry.
See, we all have moments. Can happen to anyone.
You lift the tome out of the ground, and as you do, this book seems to force itself open. The pages whip, like just underneath your chin. You feel the breeze of the pages on your face. The gilded pages kind of flash in the light and then suddenly stop. The edges seem fused together. The book remains open as though it lands on the page that it wanted you to read. And I think that's where we're going to take our break.
What does it
Season?
say?
Find out after the break. And we are back. Hello. Yes, our group from Fell Glen's Folly have made their way to the house of Esmerillion, who has taken them to her garden, offered them a lot of tea, as they have dug up a very old tome, the only tome that tells them what to do should Fell Glen's Folly fall. Ample, you have the tome before you. Now, whoever wrote this obviously started in a mindset for the first few lines and then decided to go with a bit of poem feel afterwards. It seemed like they couldn't really quite decide. Cecily clearly couldn't decide what kind of style to put her prophecy in. So it's kind of done a little jumble. Would you like to read that out for us?
Yeah, I don't think Ample is a poetic soul. She's very
Okay.
practical.
Cute.
So if it does have any sort of meter, she might not, she/I might not get it.
I love it.
It's all Ample, it's not me. I'm a perfect reader. So, scrunches up her nose. Oh, I haven't got my glasses. Okay.
You can do it.
Thank you. When Fell Glen's Folly fell, the free folk of the forest knew that the fortune was failing. Green sky gloomed and obscuring orange clouds coalesced. We know this bit. This is a bit from all the others, isn't it? Sadness ensconced the satyrs. Oh. Fright took the fraught furbolgs.
Oh.
Wistfully went they to the wishing well to find it without water. No wish could wrest them from their woeful fate. How did this befall us, they cried, as the leaves languished. You seen that? Two of equal stature, grasping power by whichever cursed ritual they could. The two of bark and leaf would betray all those beneath them. The strongest folk they sent away and continued their ritual without delay. Deception and guile, a treacherous plot, would leave Fell Glen's Folly in ruin and rot. Once sky and clouds changed in a flash, the trees and flowers were naught but ash. Those who called Fell Glen their home were rounded up and turned to stone. The ritual relied on crushing to dust the villagers now petrified and hushed. Not a cry, not a shout would sound, as their souls were captured all around. Souls were needed for this foul game. The elder ones played for power and fame. The catalyst who lingered out of sight had promised them eternal night. Fell Glen's Folly is just the start of the wishes of her cruel heart. Well, that doesn't sound good.
No. Do we think it's referring to Lord and Lady Bristlewick?
They're pretty barky, have to say.
And we have been sent away.
Are you the most powerful in the village?
It's not a very big village.
We're more the most considered to be brave.
First ones to sort of volunteer. Whatever. We fulfill the parameters.
Well, what was that about a dark power out of sight?
I don't know, but everyone and their granny, everyone in Stig's grannies turned to stone.
Wait, what? My
Yes, it's still
grandmother?
believed.
Esmerillion, do you know anything about any other peoples what lives in this woods out of the way of the village?
No, dear, it's just me. What did great continues grandmother write? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
I'm not reading it again.
No, sorry. Oh, catalyst seems to be capitalized, doesn't it? Oh, I don't know who that is.
They're drawing power from somewhere or someone.
So I'm sorry, is this happening now?
We think so, yes. The
Okay.
sky is green and
It is.
orange clouds and... Oh, dear.
And what was it? The strongest folk they sent away, that's you. Well, you've been sent on a full
And they've
errand,
been
really, to
continuing
me.
the ritual while we're away.
Seems like you've fallen right
dear.
into their hands.
We need to know... Well, we need to, A, get back to the village as soon as we can, and B, figure out what this catalyst is.
Would you like some tea before you go? I can put it in flasks if you like.
Is it a catalyst?
It could be. Hold on, and she's gonna head off to the kitchen.
Flapping.
Look, but mums in glass houses shouldn't throw stones at other mums making us supplies.
She returns and says, there is another thing. This may be helpful if time's running short, like it seems it is, with the prophecy from she continues, grandmother. You could always use this, and she beckons you all inside, and you've all walked over this. There's this kind of cute rug that's been underneath the table that had the pot of tea on. She gently moves the table across, taking all the time in the world, because that's what grandmas do, and she pulls back the rug, and underneath you can see a teleportation circle.
Oh,
Now, I've never used this, but I have been told for certain by Mumsy and Granny and great-great-granny and great-great that you can actually use this to return to Fairglen's Folly.
well, we should try.
If you wish, I assure you it should work.
Should.
Yes,
Can I insight check, please?
of course you can. Go for it.
Thank you. Just in
The
case.
circle that turns us into pies, isn't it?
What was that, blue pies? Was it blue pies?
Blue pies.
Blue pies.
22.
22. She is confident that it should work. That is what you get from
Okay.
that. Yeah. There's
Okay,
nothing
it's not an
malicious behind it.
incineration circle.
She's just not used it before, but it should work. That's
Yeah. And she is definitely like on team, right? Like this is we're getting good vibe, actually genuine good vibes from her.
Do you want to do like a Mumsy
We'll
who's
do
this
Mumsy.
new boyfriend or girlfriend in my house kind of
Yeah.
look over?
Mumsy
Yeah,
insight check.
sure.
Yeah, that's a 24.
She is very forthright. She's very honest. You don't get any malicious vibes from her at all.
Yeah, great. All right, well, thank you ever so much. I don't suppose we can use this to come back to yours quickly. No, that would be inappropriate to pop up in your front room.
Oh, I mean, any time really. I mean, I can see there's a lot of bees in here. Are they yours?
It won't sting.
Well, good. If you send along a bee and then you can come afterwards, if I know that there's a bee here that's yours, you can always hop back and at least I know you're coming. If you like.
Sure.
I'd
You've been
like to
ever
come-
so kind and helpful. Oh, sorry, Stig.
No, I was just going to say, I really enjoyed your tea, and I'm going to write
good.
about it and tell glorious stories about how you helped us save our home.
Well, we've
I
not
mean,
saved it yet. Let's.
It was just tea, but thank you.
It won't
Right.
be by the time Stig's done with it.
This would be a
Is there
great
something going
potion.
on? I'm sorry. Is there something going on between
No,
you
he just
two?
tends to embellish. It'll be, you were a buxom young woman who he seduced in the forest, convinced her to help. It's probably going to be a lot sexier than it actually happened.
I mean, that's fine.
People
That's
do like
fine.
entertaining stories, Ample.
I mean, I'm definitely going to write that one down now.
Let's all know that Esmeralda is buxom. Cougar, I like it. Yes. Well, if you all step onto the circle, you can hold hands if you like.
Oh, yes, let's.
Oh, but
Yep.
take these with you, and she will give you the little flasks that she's.
yes.
Make sure you take this with.
Asking elbows.
And yes, just think of home. Just think of home. Just think of where you've come from, and you'll go there.
To Fell Glen's Folly, please.
Thank you.
Amazing. You have any? No, what am I saying? None of you have teleported before, have you? Not really.
I've written a story about a great teleportation journey I took once.
How did that go?
One of the people that was with me ended up getting cut in half because they were not fully in the circle at the time. Terrible, terrible ordeal. Blood everywhere.
Yeah, Lionins, what are you going to do?
Good news. None of you are cut in twelve. You arrive back in Fell Glen's Folly. The sky is now a much deeper green, however. It's causing everything to take on that vivid green hue. You have arrived just south of the market square, literally on top of the community barbecue pit, which thankfully is not lit currently. You did always wonder what the markings were in the ground beneath all the benches that surrounded the barbecue pit. Now you know it's a teleportation circle. That's where it's always been. Looking to the right or east, you realize that everything is worryingly quiet. Everything is very still. No one has come to greet you. Dita Sue is nowhere to be seen. There are no curtains twitching from those little nosy villagers. No eaves are dropped.
Oh, no. Do we think we're too late?
They're all going to be statues and that we're going to have to pound them into dust to release their souls. I'm a little bit unclear on
No,
the
we don't
topic.
want that to happen. I think it's the other way round. We need to stop them from being pounded into dust.
Oh, right, got you. So where would you pound someone into dust? The inn? No.
Well, it needs to be by the... Surely if we think it's Lord and Lady Bristlewick doing this, we should go to their pond.
Yes.
I agree.
Okay. Scurrying forth, you make your way to the Treant Pond. Treant Pool. It's a pool. But you notice that there is a mass of writhing and reeling tiny creatures shaped like feral pine cones. They are massed together and are forming this huge organic wall around the Treant Pool, blocking your view entirely. You do see little tiny eyes as their kind of pine cones generate these very kind of elongated spines as they sense you approach.
We need to pass, please.
Are you
It's
saying
an-
that in...
In planty language, yeah. We need to pass, please. It's of utmost importance that we have very important information for Lord and Lady Bristlewick.
They kind of coalesce all around each other and like kind of spill in this kind of horrid mass of writhing creatures. They're so tiny though. They kind of spill towards you. You get an aggressive affront from them. That's the kind of effect that you get. They
How
kind of
rude.
stop about 5 foot away from you. This wall is, I'm going to say, 50 foot high, and it completely blocks your view. It kind of seems to go all the way around in a circle.
50 foot high, my goodness.
I brandish a knife fearsomely.
I would say Madeira would hear a hiss from the nearest little pinecone creatures.
Can I ask a cheeky mechanical question, Liz?
I love a mechanical question.
Would you say that this is one big creature or lots and lots and lots of little ones?
I'm going to ask you a cheeky little mechanical question. Why?
I was
What would you like to know?
wondering. I
Yeah.
was wondering if casting
Yeah.
sleep on a portion of them would work.
Ooh, I like it.
Sleep
Tell
is
me the words
slippery.
for... Yeah, tell me the words for sleep. Let's find out.
Okay. So I roll 5d8. The total is how many hit points of creatures this spell can affect.
Amazing.
Anything within 20 feet of a point affected in ascending point order of their current hit points.
Okay.
Starting with the creature with the lowest hit points.
Okay. Let's roll your dice and let's see what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to roll digital dice. Actually, no, I'm not. I don't. That's going to take a long time. Okay. But I might have to ask for assistance with maths. Where's my other
Nat's
D8?
taking us on a math journey, and I'm so
a maths
excited.
journey.
Nat math.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Okay, we're starting with a 9.
9.
Plus 11.
Yeah.
20.
So 22 hit points worth of sleepy pine cones.
So as aforementioned, there are a lot of them, but I love where we're going with this. I will say that there is a portion of them that do kind of tumble to the ground. They're the ones nearest. That does cause like Tetris, the top ones to kind of like
Oh.
shuffle down, but you've made, I'm going to say, a 10-foot gap in the wall above. So you've got 40 foot worth of pine cones and then a 10-foot gap in the top. So it has worked for
Okay.
some.
Okay.
When they fall to the ground, you see that they are little individual creatures. They have limbs. They're just covered in these pinecone bristles.
Right.
That's...
Can we choose violence now?
Can I poke it with my knife?
It just gets out the shovel from earlier.
Evie, I'll answer your question. Yes, you can. Of course you can. You can do whatever you want. Are you poking the unconscious ones, or are you poking the ones in the wall?
Probably the ones in the wall.
Okay. What's your strength?
-1.
Amazing. Can we have a contested strength check? They may be trying to take it from you if you're going to
No.
try and...
Not my knife.
They're very little.
They are, but I rolled a 7, so that's a 6.
Bardic
Okay.
inspiration. You have my bardic inspiration still.
Oh, what die do I use?
D6.
Plus a 3. So 9.
Okay. I rolled an 8 plus nothing. So it's like for you, it's the most epic, like, battle of the Titans. Everyone else, you're just seeing this very kind of meager kind of fumble between the two over this dagger. You do eventually win your dagger back, Vines, but sadly you didn't injure anybody in the process.
When some of them fell asleep, was there
Yeah.
any gap made, like tiniest little gaps we could just see through?
Oh, great shout. Can you roll a perception check for me?
We can indeed.
All of you can roll one, to be fair. You all can perceive.
We all have eyes.
25.
Oof.
I got a
Sadly.
19.
14.
17.
14 sadly won't make it, but anything above a 15 would. Let me tell you what you see. Through that gap in that short space of time, you can see the tree ant pool. Lord and Lady Bristlewick are nowhere to be seen. One strikingly obvious thing that you do notice is that there is a giant cauldron hovering above the tree ant pool. Another thing blatantly obvious that you can see, the entire village, 50 people, are petrified and arranged in a circle around the pond. They're facing away from you, so you cannot see their faces. That's all you can see right now.
As soon as I see a little bit of a gap,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, strum. I turn into fire and go through that gap as I use face step to teleport through.
Amazing.
And I land specifically 5 feet away from the wall, and it will take, what was our proficiency bonus? 2+2. It will take 2 points of fire damage as I land on the other side.
That was what I was waiting for. So the fire damage seems to, I'm going to use the word again, repel them. As you land, the fire kind of, I'm going to say kind of backfires from you and hits the little tiny pinecone creatures. They do part as a result. This is going to last, I'm going to say, half a second. So if any of you want to react to that, tell me what you're doing and do it.
Go, 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 go!
Dive.
Yeah.
Dive through. Yeah.
Okay, we're diving. Vines, could you roll for me an acrobatics check to see how well you don't graze your chin as you
Can-
dive?
Ooh. Nat 20 for a 26.
Oh, tell us what Vines looks like.
Kind of like a bullet, just kind of like a really well-formed diver, but
Yeah.
horizontal.
I love it.
Right, tuck and roll. Knife first.
Yes. So I'm going to say Vines is first. Who follows? Who's next in the diving queue?
I mean, I'm a slow cleric, so it's probably Ample.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jump
Ample,
through.
what's your diving style? What's your...
I've got my shovel out, so it's probably
Oh.
more like trying to like bat them away as I shimmy through, like trying to keep the gap wider by like pushing them back with my shovel
I
on
love
the
that.
side that I'm going through.
Can you make like just a basic melee attack? So any weapon that you want, use that, and your d20 plus the modifier.
It's not great. 14.
That's fine. So Vines has dived through. You follow, batting as you go. It causes them to kind of retreat from your shovel as you get through. Then Madeira, what happens?
I'm going to angle for an animal handling here instead
Oh.
of strength.
You can do whatever you like.
It's
what are we gonna
definitely
do?
not acrobatics or dex. But
Uh-huh.
she, as they all part, she kind of waggles her finger. Now let that be a lesson to you all. Just bear with. Just give us 1 minute.
Okay, can you roll your animal handling check, please? Let's see how receptive they are.
That's a 17.
Hey, you are pretty damn. This is an art that you've practiced over a long period of time. Yeah, they're like, oh, we don't want to disappoint Madeira. So they begin to kind of shuffle themselves out of the way, making sure that you can get through. But as you get through, they do close back up again. You are on the other side of the pinecone wall. Well done. I'm excited. Sure enough, you can see that there is a cauldron over the pond. You do not see Lord and Lady Bristlewick. You do see a lot of stone statues of all the villagers of all different shapes and sizes. Granny is among them,
Oh, Grandma.
as is Gillian True Yeast, the baker. Madeira, she's there.
We don't want her to be ground up, because otherwise, where will my rivalry be?
They do appear to have been arranged, however, they've been placed here. You see, as you kind of near them, as you approach them, if you're willing to do that, you do see that they have lots of confusion and fear on their faces, like they had no idea what was happening to them.
Does the cauldron look like it is it suspended off anything, or is it floating?
It's floating in the air above the pool.
How high?
About 10 foot high. We're not talking like Paris Olympic Games, but this is about 10 foot high.
I'm going to try and... Vines, have you heard of the fastball special?
No, should I have?
Fancy going for a little fly?
Yes.
I'm going to throw Vines up in the air as high as I can. Not necessarily trying to throw Vines towards the cauldron, just high enough to actually get a look inside.
Okay. It's gonna have to be a strength-based check.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, well, this dice had to fail me at some point.
Athletics, please.
That's a
Athletics,
7.
please. Okay. In total.
7 total.
It's like you've not seen Vines for a very long time, and you are throwing her up in the air, and yay, I've seen you, and then you catch her back down again.
Oh,
It's
that
kind
was
of a toddler toss.
Yeah.
that was quicker and less dramatic than I thought it was going to be.
As this beautiful embrace happens, you notice that the dead leaves under your feet that you've been trampling on this entire time kind of have turned to dust. But this dust isn't staying where it is. It's kind of being pulled by an unseen force. And this fine powder is forming arcane sigils and runes around, like underneath the statues, around the Treant pool. It kind of vibrates slightly in the air and emits, glows with a yellow light.
Has anyone got a broom?
Look in that farmer's kit, because you never know.
I start kicking at the dust.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like bapping it,
Trying
trying to
to-
shovel.
Disperse the sigils.
Okay.
No.
We're all panicking.
It kind of gets pushed away, but as it does, it then kind of comes back like a tide. You would notice at this point that the clear water of the Treant pool is now beginning to boil. There's hot steaming water kind of bubbling up and splatting out as these bubbles rise, and as that happens, the cauldron now begins to steam. Maniacal laughter begins to fill the air around you. It then warps and becomes distorted. Like when you put your finger on the rim of a wine glass and it kind of reverberates. From the boiling pool, beneath this cauldron, you do now see, rising up through the water, the forms of Lord and Lady Bristlewick. But their features are now warped and manic. Lady Bristlewick, her teeth are now long and jagged. Lord Bristlewick's face is completely gone, replaced now instead by a huge knot of seeping wood. Their forms have seemed now to fuse into one gigantic mass of writhing branches and roots. Lady Bristlewick's mouth moves to speak, but both of their voices come out. So brave and so late. You will witness our ascension. The orange clouds above kind of grumble, and a bright orange lightning bolt kind of strikes down onto their forms. They cackle with this lightning energy suffusing them. And I'm going to have to ask everybody to roll some initiative, please. If you could do that, that'd be great.
We are totally barking up the wrong tree.
Yes.
Ample, you have
are.
advantage.
Oh, yes.
Pause.
No, that was a boo.
There's a boo.
That was a boo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Boo!
Boo me.
Well earned boo.
This one. Yes. What were your initiative rolls, please?
I got a 20.
20 for Ample.
Got a 15.
15 for
15 for
Vines.
Madeira as well. But I imagine, Vines, you are much more Dexy.
Most likely.
I should hope so.
Best rogue ever.
Best rogue ever. I got 11.
11. Thank you, Stig. Okay. Top of the round, Ample. It's over to you.
Cool. I think just whacking a hunter's mark onto the happy couple.
The happy couple. Oh, bless
Tonight is the
them.
night where two become one.
I love this. What does your hunter's mark look like? Like, what do you do to create that?
I think it's like getting my bees and just like sending them towards them so that they're kind of like just a few are like hovering around.
Amazing.
Waiting for whoever it is.
Yeah, they keep trying to waft them away, but they're still there. So hunter's mark is on. Can you remember that for me? Because I will forget.
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Good.
They are plagued by 3 to 4 bees.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
And then just a knock an arrow in the longbow and send it off.
Okay, roll to send off.
15.
15 just hits, yes.
Okay, so that's. That's very pretty, but you can't see the numbers unless you get real close.
Yes.
5. So that's 10. And I can have the swarm assist me, so I do an extra d6. It doesn't say that it needs to be melee or anything, so
Go for it.
the 4
Go
to
for it.
5 bees just. And then another 5, so 15.
Awesome.
10 of that is piercing.
Thank you for letting me know. Just so you know, the piercing non-magical damage doesn't seem to do as much as you would hope.
Cool.
What it does do, however, is kind of snap back some of the bark, and from the bit of bark that you've detached from them, one of the little pinecone creatures just hops out and into the battle with you.
This could be a problem.
Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Ample?
I think maybe move so I'm not blocking anyone else's sort of view of them, and staying far enough back to be ranged.
You move slightly to the right-hand side. You find yourself kind of shoulder to shoulder with Stig's grandma.
I stand in front of her just in case that they're like breakable.
Got you. Nice. If that ends your turn, Ample, then we move on over to Vines. Vines, what would you like to do?
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bonus action, and my green eye tattoo begins to kind of swell around as it begins to glow, as the same sigil gets imprinted on the beast's or the tree's forehead as they are marked for misfortune. And that's all that happens with that for the moment.
Okay.
But I'm then going to run up and give her a very brave whack with a rapier.
Do it.
Okay. Oh, that was a nat 20 for a 26.
We like those.
Yes.
We like those. Double your dice, please.
Great.
Let's see
And
what damage
does
you
that
do.
include the sneak attack, which I automatically get
If you
when
roll
something is
dice-
marked for misfortune?
If you roll dice, then you double them. So yes.
Amazing. Okay. So that's
So many d6s.
yes. So that's 4d6 and then 2d8.
Could you give me the 2d8 separate to the d6 roll, please?
Yes, I can. I can find another d8. There it is. Okay, it wasn't great on the d8, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, that will be reduced by half because of the type of damage that it is. It's not a magical weapon. But your sneak attack will do the damage you expect.
Okay. That's a bit better. So that was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Amazing. I'm gonna say that you kind of ninja climb up one of the residents to then kind of jump off and attack them with your weapon, which doesn't do as much damage as you were expecting, but they weren't expecting you coming. So they kind of look over to you at the wrong moment and you kind of just clock them just across the face. Another one of those little pine cones does pop out from the injury that you've made. But you certainly did some damage there. Is there anything else on your go you'd like to do?
I've used my bonus action, so I can't disengage. So I guess I'm just kind of there now.
Nice.
But I'm trying to look very tough, occasionally looking towards Ample just to make sure I'm doing the right thing.
Stig's grandma's looking at you unblinking because she's a statue, but she looks impressed, if that helps. With that, we're going to move on over to Madeira.
So Madeira grabs hold of, like, she's probably got little flowers and things in her hair as well that are sort of part of the look, and she'll sort of pluck one out and hold it aloft and say, I think you'll find that Fell Glen's Folly is protected. And a sort of purpley pinky glow starts to emanate from the flower to a 30-foot radius, which is my Twilight Sanctuary.
Nice.
It moves with me, lasts for a minute. When you end your turn within 30 feet of me, if you're charmed or frightened, that goes away. Or if you're not, you gain 1d6 plus 3 temporary hit points.
You will all get that. You're all within 30 foot of each other.
But it's at the end of your turn.
At the end of your turn,
sorry
you'll
for
all get that.
Ample and Vines.
But no, if you could remember that, that'd be great.
Yeah,
'cause
I will
100%
try and
forget.
remember. So that sort of glow just kind of follows around Madeira. And then as a bonus action, I am going to cast Spiritual Weapon. And I think what it is one of the little dangly earrings, one of the many little, they're like little wind chimes on her earrings. She plucks one and throws it in the air, and it starts to glow, and it turns into a spectral giant spoon. And that is my Spiritual Weapon.
I love this.
And it is going to fly over to Tree Friend. Okay. And rolls a 24 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
Fantastic. And then we'll hit for, chunky, 10 force damage.
Ooh, nice.
Please. Just a little spank with a wooden spoon.
Ooh. Yes, certainly takes all the damage that you would expect it to.
Lick this.
Lightning crackles, but you notice that none of these little pinecone things have come out as a result of taking that type of damage.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Anything else on your go, Madeira?
No, I'm going to stay where I am and take my temporary hit points.
Lovely. We're going to move on over to one of the first little pine cones that came forth from Lord and Lady. Come on, brain. Their names have left my mind. Bristlewick. Bristlewick. I was like, they're a tree. Yes, we're going to move on over to one of those, which is nearest Vines. You see its little horrid eyes kind of needle up towards you. As its little pine needles kind of bristle outwards, as do its arms, which seem to elongate. From these arms come horrid little claws as it's going to try and claw at you, at your knees. Let's see if it's going to hit. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Does 18 hit?
Yes, 18 hits.
Okay. You are going to take some damage. I rolled quite well there. Sorry, Vines. That in total is 11 points of piercing damage from these claws. You'd think it was slashing. It's not. It's piercing. Piercing damage, 11.
Big ouchie. Yep.
That ends that thing's go.
Does it kind of
Stick.
leave?
Oh, sorry.
Does it kind of leave spines, or is it just a?
It's going to leave spines because you said it, and I like it. I like the visual. Not poisonous though, thankfully. But yes, you'll have to pick them out later. It'll be fine. Stig, over to you.
Okay, I'm gonna do a few things. I'm gonna step towards. I'm gonna get a bit closer towards my grandmother because I want to make sure she's okay. Obviously,
Very quiet.
she's very quiet. I mean,
Yes.
she looks as stony as usual, so that's nothing new, I
That's
suppose.
correct. Nice.
But I'm just going to take a step forward. I'm going to say, Mr. and Mrs. Bristlewhisk, I cannot. You are absolutely unbelievable. I'd like them to make a wisdom saving throw, please, as I cast Vicious Mockery.
Oh, nice.
I feel like we should all make a wisdom saving throw for that.
They do retort with, "It's Lord and Lady." Wisdom. How wise are you feeling, babes? Not very. Okay, that's 11.
They failed. They'll take 1d4 points of psychic damage, which is
Nice.
2, and then they have disadvantage on their next attack roll.
Amazing.
And then I'd like to combo 2 things together for my bonus action because I have a feature that says that it requires no action, but I'd like to combo it with giving bardic inspiration to Ample. And I'm very sorry for what I'm about to put everybody through. But I just start strumming on my lute and my visage goes a little bit wintry and snow begins to fall down. And I go, "Now let me tell you about Ample and give you a little sample of how them and their bees will have you on your knees crying, 'Please, please, please.'" And I'm going to use words of terror. Once per short rest, you can speak to a humanoid. It's not humanoid. Alone for and it takes 1 minute. Damn it! That was so good.
Josh, tell us what it does. Tell us what it does, and we'll just ignore the rules.
Yeah. Once per short rest, you can speak to a humanoid alone for 1 minute and cause it to become frightened of you or another creature of your choice. If it fails a wisdom saving throw for 1 hour or until it or its allies are attacked or damaged. If the target succeeds, it is not aware of the use of this ability.
Okay. So it's likely that it and its allies are going to be attacked. So it may lose this, but right now in this moment, Lord and Lady Bristlewig are terrified of you. Maybe it was a vicious mockery from before.
Specifically make them terrified of Ample.
Oh, fine. Ample terrified.
Ample's giving you such a look that it's like it's frightening them.
I've also given you bardic inspiration from that as well.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that because it was cool and you sang a song. Ample, Lord and Lady Bristlewick, terrified of you. They're kind of veering away from you, like the top of their leafy head, just avoiding you very slightly. Anything else, Stig, on your go that you would like to do?
No, that's it. That's everything.
Now, Lord and Lady Bristlewick have got disadvantage on their next attack. Josh, can you remind me of that if I forget, please?
They've got disadvantage on their next attack, and they have to move away from Ample if they're within 30 feet of her because they're frightened.
Okay, great, cool.
Josh, take 1d6 plus 3 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I don't need to be here. It's great. Thanks, guys.
Oh.
I genuinely had forgotten about that, so thank you, Nat. We're going to move on over to the second little pine cone that popped out. Now, this one has noticed that Stig has done something to its master, and it's not happy about it. Now, the little claws do come out, this tiny little thing, but instead of running at you and slashing, it's going to raise up its little arms, and little needles are going to come out towards you, Stig, as it's going to try and pierce you with those.
Oh, no, sorry, I don't like being hugged. No fan, no autographs or anything, please. Stay away.
This range attack is coming for you. That's 19 plus 3. 22.
Yes, that is. My AC is 12.
Oh boy. That's piercing damage coming your way. I will roll that out. Let's have a look and see.
I'm squishy.
8 points of piercing damage, as again, you are now peppered with these little pine needles.
Ow!
But you had temp HP.
Yep.
It helped.
It helped.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That ends its turn. We are going to move over to Lord and Lady Bristlewick. Something fell down my desk. Never mind. It's fine. It's their turn. They are going to move backwards away from Ample. They're kind of crashing into what was their home. That's as far back as they can go. What are you going to do?
Am I still on their arm?
No, you kind of came down to the ground.
I did. Okay, cool. Just making
Unless
sure
you
I
want
wasn't.
to be there, that's up to you. You can stay there if you wish.
I like the visual of just hanging on.
Yeah?
You're just a little guy.
Just a little
Why?
guy.
With a knife.
Let's see. What's your reach? They've got big reach with those roots. Okay, they're going to make 2 root attacks. One is coming for Madeira. The other would go for Vines, but you are on them, so I don't think they would choose to do that. I'm going to roll to see who they're going to go for out of Ample and Stig. Ample, my love, they're going for you.
That's fine.
To hit the first attack, let's see.
All attacks are with disadvantage.
Thank you. That changed that to an 18, Madeira.
Oh, hits. Just but hits.
Okay. The damage for you is bludgeoning. That is 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Goodness.
You are considered grappled.
Oh.
As Lord and Lady
Well.
Bristlewick envelop you with their roots. I know it's not that type of story. But yes, you are now considered grappled by them. They laugh. Look like they might be wanting to try and eat you, but we'll get to that if it happens. Ample, to hit you, 6 plus 8 is a number that I can't quite work out right now.
14.
Does
Me,
14
yeah.
hit?
My other class is 14, so yes.
Okay.
As a reaction, I can...
Oh wait,
make
it was with
a-
disadvantage. Sorry, disadvantage.
Ooh.
Hold on. The roll remains. Sorry. As a reaction, what are you gonna do?
I have a make a spiny shield, which I think is all of my bees just turning their little stingers outwards.
Amazing.
And it reduces the damage. So tell me the damage, and I'll.
So the damage would be 11.
All right.
That would be bludgeoning.
And it reduces by 4, which
Okay.
bounces back to them as piercing. I know I probably shouldn't be piercing them, but
As the piercing happens, another little pinecone dude pops out.
fuck these guys.
You are also considered grappled. Just so you both know, on your turn you can try and escape it. The DC to escape is 13. Just so you know. That's all they can do with the... Oh, they can also do something else. Stig.
Hi.
The lightning that they are channeling down from these orange clouds, with one of their 3 oaky limbs, they kind of gather the energy and fling it towards you. Could you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
I certainly can. I don't think... Oh, no, actually not that bad. Don't think I'm going to do very
You
well.
can do it. You'll be fine.
Oh, I rolled a 16 for a 19.
Amazing. You are going to take half the damage I'm going to tell you about.
Uh-oh.
The damage would be 20. That's reduced by half to 10.
That would have left me on 1 hit point.
Yes, the lightning kind of courses through you.
Oh, shocking.
In that moment, you get it's like time stops for you. Whatever arcane energy or whatever energy they are pulling from this, that's giving them this lightning power, you glimpse for a moment the feeling of what that is. And it's like anything chaotic that you could ever imagine. Any kind of chaos or any kind of change. It feels like you could change anything to your own benefit. That is the power that they have been given right now. That's the instant. In that instant, that's what you feel. But as soon as you've taken that damage, it kind of dissipates. You don't have that feeling anymore. That ends their turn. So we're going to go top of the round. Ample, you are enveloped in a root. What would you like to do?
Escaping. What will that cost me action-wise?
That would be an action, full action to
Okay.
escape a grapple. But you can still attack as normal. You just can't move.
I think I might try hitting it with something that isn't piercy or slashy to see if that
Okay.
also releases a little angry pine cone.
Sure.
Boopity boop.
Is that what Ample says?
Boop, yeah, boopity boop.
Love it.
Boopity bap.
Do it about.
No, so, and I have Bardic Inspiration, which I might need. I don't think I'll need it, so I'll save it. 22.
Absolutely hits.
This is my shovel, but it's a warhammer. It
All
looks
shovels are Warhammer.
suspiciously like a
In
shovel.
D&D. Yeah.
So I could dig that hole so fast.
Exactly.
Right, sorry. That's 8 bludgeoning and 3 force.
The bludgeoning doesn't do as much as you would hope. The force absolutely does.
Cool. Does a pine cone come out of them?
A pine cone comes out of them, yeah. Although, just so we know, on a fun little mechanical level, it's the last pine cone to come out of them, so they are pine coned out.
Something.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you shovel them. Like, are you going for the side of the face? Are you going for on top of the head? Like, whereabouts are you aiming for?
I might just go for the bit that's holding me.
Okay, cool. I like
Or
that.
For a sort of trying to weaken it so maybe it falls off, or...
I like that. Can you roll a D100, please? Let's see. If you roll above a 70, then you are dropped. You may be dropped in the pool, but you'll be dropped.
31. So
Nah,
I'm still...
You're still
held.
held. Tenderly, yes. Does that end your turn, Ample?
Yes.
Take 1d6 plus 3 hit points.
Oh, merci beaucoup.
Thank you, God. Vines, over to you.
Okay. Can I, if you would allow it, scale up their back and just kind of stab at their face?
Of course you can. Although we need to see how cool you look when you scale up their back with some kind of dexterity-based check, please. Shall we say sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Just because in my mind, their bark is kind of always shifting, so it's kind of hard to get. Yeah.
Is it worse than their bite, though?
Yes, 100%. Nasty.
A dirty 20.
Absolutely hits. Oh, sorry. You are able to scale. Absolutely. The pieces do seem to shift of their own accord, though, but you're used to the shifting idea too. So as they shift, you move your foot to the right foothold. You move your hands to the right foothold. You're able to get up to the top. Then what would you like to do?
I bring the rapier down and I go ah as I stab into the head, and the mark of my eye begins to whirl again. The mark becomes circling in front of them as where is it? Evil Eye comes into play and Curse of the Doomed, which allows me to immediately use my reaction as a jinx point to make another weapon attack, so I can make 2 attacks.
Go for it. Go for it. Although I do want an intimidation check to see how intimidating you are with that roll.
Ooh, okay. I'll do the intimidation check first.
Okay.
That wasn't good. 3 on intimidation.
You know what? It's the best intimidating roll that you've ever done, and I'll leave it at that.
You're so
To
cute.
To me, it's terrifying. Everyone else.
Oh, now you want to be a
Well.
nightmare creature. Make up your mind.
See? She couldn't possibly be a nightmare, Ample. Look how adorable she
Bad
is.
for us right now.
That was a 23 to hit, and then a 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
Cool. I believe I only get sneak attack on one of them, though.
Correct. You get it on the first.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the damage is fine. Actually, no. Sorry. Tell me your sneak attack separate.
Yes. Okay, so there was 12.
Mhm.
No, that wasn't. That was 10 sneak attack.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
And then 5. Ooh, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on the regular wacky whack.
Hacky slashy. Cool. Sneak attack does full damage. The hacky slashy, not as much as you'd hope, but it's certainly some. They weren't expecting a little cutie vines crawling up to the head and stabbing them in. So yeah, good work. I liked it.
I am your nightmares!
We will consume you, and we will ascend. Does that end your turn?
Yes, it does.
Amazing. Madeira, you are tenderly grasped by their horrible roots. What would you like to do?
Well, these
Yes.
need flowers all over them. Although it's going to be very inconvenient for me to do that right now. It's not. It takes a minute. So
Priorities.
we'll leave it. We'll put it aside for now.
Shelved.
Home decor comes after stopping the evil. How bad is Stig looking?
Oh, do I get hit points? Sorry.
Yes, you do.
Is it 1d6 plus 3?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
Temp. To be clear, temp HP, not regular HP.
If you were to give Stig a number,
Please.
it would be 11 out of 27.
I have a
Okay.
quick question. What does Stig's hair look like right now? Is it on
Oh.
point? Is it not on point?
It's still on
What's
point.
going on?
It's still,
That's the
there's
only
little,
part of you.
It's the only part of me that looks absolutely pristine. My very Elvis-like jacket is torn and is all shredded and it's got pierce marks in it from where I got pierced, and I'm weeping at the fact that my ensemble looks absolutely ruined, but my hair is immaculate.
Is the makeup slightly running with the weeping?
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like there's fire dripping down from my face because he's wearing like flaming red mascara, flaming
like
orange
this.
red mascara. I'd say
Nice.
eyeshadow stuff. I don't do
Doesn't go with
the
the
stuff around the
winter
eyes.
If you're in Twitch chat and you want makeup tips from Josh, just let us know.
Yeah.
Yep. Who's goes? Madeira, what are you
It's
doing?
mine. Hi.
you doing?
And there's a little spiky boy hassling. Stig,
There's
right?
4.
There's 4 of them now.
All of them are kind of still around the circumference of the pool. None of them have really moved from there.
Okay.
But they are able to attack from range, which is what they did to Stig earlier.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with the Lord and Lady Bristlewick are looking rough, and maybe try and focus them down approach.
Okay.
We'll see. So from my slightly grappled position, I am going to cast Guiding Bolt. So she grabs another little dangly earring and imbues it with this time you get the sort of the smell of cinnamon, and there's a little bit of like edible glitter that comes through with it. So as the bolt goes and flies, they get kind of poof covered in this cloud of edible glitter. So they're just a little bit easier for everyone to hit, assuming I hit, which. With a 24,
Absolutely hits, 100%.
Fabulous. And that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was a bit rubbish. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of radiant damage.
They absolutely take that damage. You see the bark as it kind of moves and shifts. You see the glitter kind of get into the cracks. This glitter, which then
It's never going
kind of
away.
lights up a bit, and they are glittering from within. They are the Christmas tree that everyone fears, but thinks is kind of cute.
Mm-hmm. And then my spiritual weapon is also going to come in for
yes.
a whack.
Come on, Spoon.
The spoon hits. Go for a 19.
Absolutely hits.
Sweet. And this time does 11 points of force slapping damage.
Or slapping damage. Again, absolutely take that damage there. Cool. The next person who rolls a melee attack, I believe, against
Yes.
Lord and Lady Bristlewick will do so with advantage because of the guiding bolt.
Yes.
Does that end your turn, Madeira?
It does. Yes, I will take my temp HP.
Okay. We're going to move on over to 3 of the little pinecone friends who are going to feel a little bit piney. They're going to roll attacks against Ample, Vines, and Madeira. So there are needle attacks coming all of your ways. I'm going to roll 3d20 and see if they hit. Vines. I have a 14. Does 14 hit?
It does not.
Oh, nice. So what happens here? Are you actively like dodging out the way, or does it just bounce off part of you? Like, what's the...
I feel like I have very long, very thick hair. So I don't control the hair. But, you know, with everything going on, I feel like it flips and it just kind of all goes into the hair.
Oh, nice. Okay. I like that it would kind of flip back and you just have all these little pine needles sticking out of it. But yeah, that's nice.
Built-in shield.
Okay. Next up, Ample, coming for you. I have got 17 on the dice.
It's me.
Okay. Let's see what damage they do. 6 points of piercing damage. You looked out there. That was good. They kind of zip towards you, kind of do into your shoulder. there. Madeira, next to hit is 18.
Again, just hits.
8 points this time of needly damage. As we move on over to Stig. Stig, you've seen your friends get needled. Granny is stalwart in all of this, by the way. She is, that unrelenting force.
Granny, I can't believe you've been so
She's so stoic.
stony over all of this. These little things are right little pricks.
If she could retort about your language, she fully would.
Probably would, yeah. Boo! Question I believe I know the answer to, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Uh-huh.
Is there any sort of metal embedded in the Lord and Lady?
Feels like a very intimate question.
They got piercings.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Does the Lord have a Prince Albert?
We're gonna say...
Doesn't matter if not, because I have something else I can do.
We're going to say that until the merging of their two forms, the Lord did not have a Prince Albert, but one of Lady Bristlewake's earrings has kind of moved that direction. And yeah, there is something a-jingling. What would you like to do, Stig?
I was going to do heat metal, but I feel like I need to do something else for my friends first. So,
okay.
And mainly because I've prepared something for this. So I'm going to do that instead. I begin streaming on the lute and I begin sobbing in tears and I fall to my knees at my grandmother's statue. And I just go, "This may be the end of your bard. The fight has been very hard. I shall provide my allies with aid so that our enemy can be slayed." And I'm going to cast aid on all 3 of my allies. All of your hit points will be increased by 5, but more importantly, you will also heal 5 hit points as well.
Oh, great. That's great.
Thank you.
Is that our hit point max?
Hit point max, yeah.
Ooh, thank you.
And does not override the temp HP it
No,
goes with.
Is that a concentration spell?
no, it just lasts 8 hours.
Oh, great. Cool.
And you can heal up to that as well. And then that will be on my turn. I shall do the whole, is it 1d6
Yes.
temp hit?
Oh, actually, wait, I should double check that I still have... Oh, no, yeah, my Twilight Sanctuary isn't a concentration, so yes, that does.
Is it just a d6 or is it a d6 plus something?
+3.
Oh, I just got 6.
My spiritual weapon is still up.
I will say after your song, I will just kind of point to you with my sword and just say to Ample, "I told you he was cool." if weepy.
Crying in the corner. That's my turn.
Amazing. Thank you, Stig. I think hearing those words and seeing that the enemies, which are you guys, are being healed, the 4th little pinecone dude's going to send some pines your way. Some needles, sorry. Let's see if it hits. Ooh, 22. Stig.
Owie.
22. I'm sorry.
Owie!
Sorry.
Little
8
prick!
points of prick damage to you, Stig.
Ah.
Hold out, Stig!
Leave my grandmother alone, you foul beast. You're much bigger in my... You're going to be much bigger in my stories.
Lord and Lady Bristlewick, let's see, can they do anything right now? Other than what they've already done? No, they can't. Okay, so they've got Madeira and Ample still berooted. That's fine. They're not going to use those roots because they can't right now. So instead, they're going to do this channel lightning that they've been doing. It can be any creature within 120 foot of itself. I'm going to roll a d4. Ample, coming for you. Can you make a dexterity saving throw? Now you're grappled.
No.
I believe that's at disadvantage. Bear with me 1 second, because I always forget.
That feels right.
Yeah, because if you're grappled,
getting
you
out of
could
the way,
twist out of the way, but you can't fully avoid it. Is it like... Because incapacitated would be an instant fail.
It doesn't actually say. It just says that your speed is 0. You can make a dex save as norm. So we'll take that. Make a dexterity saving throw as usual, please.
She's twisty.
She is.
I think it's restrained that does that.
Right.
I don't understand why it's restrained.
Can I use my inspiration for this?
But
Go for it.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it counts for them. That's 19.
That beats the 13 that you needed. Instead of taking the full 30 points of lightning damage, you take half, so 15 points of lightning damage to you.
Cool. Ow, 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 still, but
They all seem to delight in the anguish that they're causing you or any pain. They really seem to relish that. They're going to stay with their art. Ample, over to you.
okay.
Okay.
The bopping isn't doing a whole lot, I've realised. So, and I don't have any magical attacks. So I will take away the bees that are doing Hunter's Mark, and give a little part of my swarm a little like brush with the fingers, and they start to glow, and more like little stripy fireflies, and then send a big old bunch of the swarm over and cast Fairy Fire instead.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
To just help everyone else whose attacks are doing chunks.
Amazing.
That
Did
is
they
a
have...
dex save.
Yeah, dex save. Cool. How dexy are you? Not very. You're a big tree. That is 12.
12 is a fail.
Okay.
Just. So what happens? What is Fairy Fire? It's advantage on attack rolls again.
Oh.
And they're glowing.
Marvelous. Are
They're
you...
glowy bees.
Yeah, the bees are kind of hovering around their face, glowing. It kind of looks really cool if you weren't fighting for your lives. Is that a concentration spell?
It is.
Cool. Can you remember that for me?
Yes, I will.
Yes, thank you. Good. Ample, is there anything else on your turn that you would like to do?
I think that's all I
Take your
can
10
do.
HP.
I will. Thank you. Yes.
So that doesn't stack, does it? Now that just replaces if it's there, or does it stack?
Got hurt, so it's.
Yeah, if there was any left, it would replace.
Got you.
Cool. Thank you.
Nice. All right, Fines, over to you. On the noggin, which is surrounded by bees, but the bees aren't going for you; they're going for them.
Mhm.
You
probably
get
a bad time
advantage
to
on
bring-
the attack.
Oh, excellent. Now's probably a bad time to bring up that I'm probably allergic to bee stings.
Oh.
But it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
Won't sting you. We went through this with Macaulay Culkin when I rescued him from tree. It won't sting you.
They won't sting me. It's fine. I'm brave. So I get advantage. Yeah, I don't have anything magic I can do other than the whacking. So I'm just gonna keep stabbing at thee.
Go for it.
Hang on a minute. Was the child that you saved from a tree Vines disguised?
I wanted to
Oh,
make you feel
man.
like a
I
hero.
like
I'll
that
be
version
so-
so much better.
I'm really mad at you right now. Out. Out.
I had the best intentions.
You are a
Vines,
nightmare.
are you like-
You're my nightmare.
Are you traumatized by bees, Vines, really? Like, are you... Oh, boy.
I could be
Okay.
very brave.
Vines is being heroic right now, Ample.
We hang out all the time. How are you scared of my bees?
They carried
just being
me down
polite.
from a tree.
My babies.
One
Oh, God,
slip.
you could do this again. Like, you could reenact what happened before now.
Yeah, you're stuck in a different kind of angrier tree.
History does repeat itself.
Mm. Sorry, Vines, what would you like to do other than
Right.
relive trauma?
I was stabbing with advantage,
Mhm.
which was good because the first roll was not very good. But
Okay.
the second was a 25 because I rolled a 19.
25 absolutely hits. Yes. Please tell me your damage, but your sneak attack separately.
Yes. Okay. The sneak attack was another 10,
Would love 10.
and then the regular damage is an 8. Ooh, I rolled pretty well on that one.
Even though they're not taking as much damage as you would expect, that stab that you did caused them to falter, caused them to kind of stumble a little bit. They're on their last routes.
In that case, I will activate the evil eye once more to make another regular attack. It won't do much, but every little
Go
helps.
for it. Literally, yes.
That is a 21.
Oh, yes, absolutely hits.
Nice. For only 5. So
Okay.
halved to like 2, probably.
Okay. Again, they're trying to like shake you off this entire time, but you're able to just get these attacks through. They are still standing, but just.
And kind of like trying not to swat at the bees. Just like focus.
If that ends your turn, we go over to Madeira.
Alrighty. I am going to throw another guiding bolt at them because I cannot guarantee my cantrip damage is going to be great. All right. Papa.
Kapla.
I love my dice tonight. How many? That's like the 5th 18 I've rolled for a 24 to hit.
Absolutely hits, yeah. With your braggy 18. Definitely. It's only the 4th. I'm kidding. No,
because I usually have very, very mixed luck. So this is it's an exciting time. Okay. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 radiant damage, please.
Madeira, can
With
you
a cloud
tell
of
us
glitter.
how Lord and Lady Brackenflag, what's their name?
Brackenflag.
Brackenflicker.
Bristlewick.
Bristlewick.
Lord and Lady Brackenflag.
Lord and Lady blah blah blah.
Frankers are their German cousins, and they're fine.
Yeah, they are here. Can you tell us how Lord and Lady
Come to
Bristlewick are no more, please?
I said this village is protected, and we'll throw another earring of edible glitter at them, and it hits like right in the core, but then they sort of explode in a cloud of like glowing bees and glitter, and we said before that the dust was bad. We don't want everyone else, all the statues, to be turned to dust, but what we have created here is delicious tree dust. It's a big poofy cloud that just sort of settles. I in my head, the roots were holding us up like aloft
Correct.
slightly.
Yes.
Great, lovely. So we fall, I guess.
Can you both make for me, or just can you both tell me what it looks like as you fall? Because you are going to be falling 20 foot.
Oh goodness.
You're above the pond.
As will Vines, because Vines was atop Lord and Lady
Yeah.
Bristlewick. Can you tell me, like, what's your falling style? Like, do you fall often? Like,
No, it is not. It is not refined at all. It is a triumphant, like as they explode. Oh, we did it, everyone! And there's a lot of flapping.
okay. Ample, how about you?
Oh, I thought, are we above the pond?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so it's just a full belly flop splash,
Nice.
and then a getting out, and then like a dog shaking off, but just on the lower half, so like getting all the fur off my furry bum.
A little bum shimmy. Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. And Vines, what's going on with you? Because you were the highest.
Yeah. I think Vines, as we established at the beginning, is used to diving out of windows or diving through holes. So was well acquainted with just hanging in midair, but perhaps didn't expect it right now.
Mhm.
So just kind of has the same form and just forgets to react and just floop right down, like a JPEG just being dragged down the screen.
Incredible.
Please tell me that the water stopped boiling before they all hit it.
The water, the moment Lord and Lady Bristlewick were no more, the water cooled. Now it's going to be a nice spa experience, and I believe that D&D is a very collaborative game, and I would like you to kind of fill in some details here because I feel like this pool could become a spa. We'll talk about that in a sec. But yes, none of you take damage. You do all fall into this now quite gently bubbling spa that is now established in the small village of Felglen's Folly. The ritual has stopped. The cauldron that was floating seems to vanish. It seems to disappear. Everyone is still stone. The clouds are still in the sky, but it has only been about 2 seconds since the fight finished, so is there anything you'd like to do
I'm in
this
my
moment?
I'm in my celebratory state. I get up and I brush myself off while everybody's falling, and I just go, "Burn, baby, burn!" Entry Inferno. I had that so good in my head, and then execution was just terrible. Yeah, I just
loved
start
it.
performing.
I loved it. As you sort of say that as well, all of the little pine cones, including the wall, kind of crumble to dust. The dust that was floating now kind of just drops to the ground.
Hello? Is the catalyst watching? Out of sight?
You do not see anything, but you do hear the wind. You hear a breath on the wind, as if they are departing. Whatever this malevolent force was, I hate that word,
Stay out.
has tried and it has failed here.
We don't like people being turned to statues here, thank you.
Don't like bullies.
If you could turn them back, that would be good. I don't like seeing my nan stoned.
As there is that last sort of little breath, it's like someone is pulling down a veil from the tops of their heads down as they gradually come back to life from the stone. The sky above you returns to its usual vivid pink, because we're in the Feywild, that's what colour the sky is. The clouds disperse. This is the day that Fell Glen's Folly thrived. In the moment when everyone returns to their usual selves, Granny's back. Even Gillian Trueyeast has returned to her normal self. No one here really runs the place anymore. Those people have gone. In the last few minutes of this game, what would you four do with the rest of your days here? Would you stay? Would you go? What would you do to keep Fell Glen's Folly thriving?
I would like to be clear, as soon as Gillian Trueyeast is de-stoned, I will have offered her a cake.
There's a tense moment.
Welcome back.
See, that's a cake in your hand.
It's for you if you'd have it.
She looks around.
Settle the stomach after things have been a bit rocky.
Is this the one with the poppy seeds in?
Just as you like it.
How much alcohol is in here?
A little toke more than usual.
Well, I'll take it then. That's fine. As she begins to scoff that down. Looking at you perhaps with respect, whereas before there was more murder in her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's everyone else doing?
I think long-term plans to arrange with Vines and Stig to have a welcome to the village party, with a coming out ceremony for Vines of this is our new member of the village, and a welcoming kind of fate, basically.
I can live in a house now.
Yay!
It was really good.
Amazing.
You turned out when you did. Oh, I can't believe I've not met you before. So good.
So handy to have around.
Yes.
I am, and I can turn into all of you. Immediately turns into, let's say, True Yeast, a tiny True Yeast.
Gillian Trueyeast.
Imitation is the finest form of flattery.
Trueyeast kind of raises her nose up at you and then turns briefly, but then looks back. Do I really look like that from behind? Oh.
I would like
I would like to enrich the bum slightly.
Oh.
Enrich the buns.
She's impressed.
She's known for that.
Yeah.
Before she's a bit self-conscious, but now she's like, oh, I look like that from behind. Doors are opening for me everywhere.
I know this is a welcome to the village party for Vines, but could we also invite Esmeralda as well?
Yes.
I was thinking just the same thing, Stig.
Teleportation circle. Send the bee.
You do not see, but she does. A very small bee lands on her little teapot on atop the doily. There's a look on her face. She's never been invited to anything before. She's always been quite, is the word vilified? She's always been kept away from everyone, and this is her first meeting with a lot of people. She tries on at least 7 outfits before stepping onto that teleportation circle. Arrives not really knowing what to expect, having heard lots of fantastic stories about Felglen's Folly. She arrives atop the barbecue pit, which isn't lit, fortunately, again.
We should really move that.
And walks towards a village of 50 people, which will be her friends from now, hopefully, till the end of time. And I think that is probably where we are going to finish our story for tonight.
Can I just put my arm
Yes.
round her as she comes, and I'll just go, let me tell you the story of how we saved Felglen's Folly and how we fought an army of Ents. And as we go on.
You walk
Ample
off.
was truly terrifying.
You walk beyond the community fire pit towards the party. And we will finish our story there.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone for joining us and being part of
having me.
Felglen's Folly Falling. If you enjoyed tonight, we play D&D every Monday and Tuesday from 6 p.m. UK time. You can also join us on Wednesdays again from 6 p.m. UK time for non-D&D games as well as live world building. Thank you, Josh. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all of our shows everywhere. You know what to search for. I'm not saying it again. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in chat now. Do join them. Every penny helps us make all of the content that we do. Big thanks again to our sponsors and supporters. And don't forget, we are all over social media as the Roll Together RPG. Thank you so much to Molly for joining us as well. Thank you, Molly. Thank you.
Yay!
It was lovely having you. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you soon.